Morning team. Morning team. How you doing? Hopefully you had a good afternoon's trading session. As long as you weren't too greedy yesterday, there was lots of opportunity on the rotation. For those that didn't join, we went 3 for 3 on stream and 2 for 2 in the afternoon in the room. Both afternoon trades for me were short side, missed the long squeeze back up, but did get a couple goes at the fade in sort of power hour and around there for a nice fade into close. All right, as always, we're going to start off on the daily, and you can see we're still sort of building out this liquidity node here. And those in the room will know, Mo talked about this last night as well, the importance of sort of 800s, this sort of 8 to 750. You can see a big node here developing. We're not finding acceptance under that node yet. We can still, plenty of time to find acceptance, but under that node, we have a big drift down, back down to these 300s, and we have these equal lows, which we can still come and take out if we want to, and then we're looking at 24,000s, and maybe even down here if there's a monumental puke out over the next 4 to 8 weeks. But we will see, folks, but somewhere down into here would be ideal. But we have to respect this node around the 800. If we zoom in, we think about what we're getting right now. Welcome to the team. That's the second member that's joined this week. Welcome, Marek. This week, this morning, I saw one other join as I came on stream. All right, we've had a look above and fail of a previous day high into this 5-day moving average. You can see yesterday kept soaking bids off towards the 200 SMA and the lower Bollinger Band, but the lower Bol, right, is now trending down. The 5-day is now trending down. The 20-day will eventually sort of catch up here, and the 50-day will eventually sort of catch up, something like that. So we're in downside pressure. All right, we've got a stack alignment the right way. 50, 20, 5, lower Bol. Rather than this mess, they are stacking the right way. But traps can still be in here, right? In here, there are still possibilities for bull traps to exist, and we're going to go over those right now on the higher time frame. All right, so looking at the hourly, I'm going to move this up so you can see a bit more room. This is your developing weeks profile right now. You can see we're building out a bit of a D shape, aren't we? There's the main profile. There's your D shape. Here's the big level, sort of 760s, somewhere around there currently. 760s to 800. Chop, chop, chop. What have we done here before? Yeah, we've chopped, and yeah, we've chopped. All right, so we've got 3 weeks worth of volume here consolidating in this range. Okay, this is your rotational range. This is where traders are going to get chopped up. This is where Alex is going to do his best to leave the market alone. This is not the environment I like trading in. I do not like it when we're rotating in these kind of levels. All right, very, very simple, very easy way to get lost in the market in here, because you can see we push, we fail, we push, we fail, we reclaim, we squeeze, we come back, we chop, we chop, we chop, we chop, we chop, we look below, we fail, we push, we fail, we come back, we hold, we push, we fail, we come back, we hold, we push, we fail, we flush underneath, we reject, we flush underneath, we reclaim, we push, we fail, we hold, we push, we fail, we come back. Do we hold this? I don't know. Maybe it wants to come up here. Maybe it does this all day. Maybe we accept underneath. Maybe we don't accept underneath, and we do the same thing we've been doing for 3 weeks now. Right, so we need to be careful in this range is what I'm trying to get through to you. You must be careful in this range. Acceptance over this range, all right, if we start finding some acceptance sort of over the 900s, right, if we start basing over here and building out liquidity, I'd say 25,000 to 900, we might see a retest of this pivot here towards 25,050, and maybe, just maybe, if they turn a mega squeeze on, we come up to this old naked point of control. Somewhere, I would say somewhere in here is where the sellers are waiting. All right, they are waiting. Short sellers are waiting in there to get heavy. They probably do not want a revisit of this. All right, if we come up there and we're doing something like this on the way up, I wouldn't be selling it. All right, you got to be very careful with the momentum. But if we squeeze up, if they let them go straight up, then you best believe up here they're going to slam them straight back down, because we're lack structure. So it all depends how we get there. But somewhere in here, they will be looking for a bull trap to fade. They'll be looking to run these stops, bulls chase, and fade. That doesn't mean there isn't a long opportunity. There absolutely is a long opportunity here, but I would say see money, take money type environment. If we can't base and hold over 25,000, you want to be taking profits very, very quickly today. Downside pressure will start to come if we start to see acceptance underneath previous day's point of control, underneath previous day's value area low. All right, so at the moment we can't get over previous week value area low or previous day value area high. So here's the rotation from yesterday, and we're still inside that rotation. We've looked above and failed. If we base, okay, we can talk about it. But right now, seems like they want to come back to point of control. If they lose point of control, they're coming back to 590s. If they lose that, we're going to continue to fade. If we have a quick look at the options, for those of you that care about the GEX levels, here are your GEX levels so far this morning. Obviously, those were changed into the open. All right, but you can see the big chop zone is around previous day's point of control. All right, 765. So 765 to 800, like we talked about, multiple reasons it's a big chop zone. Sellers are going to try and support, buyers are going to try and support 640. Sellers are going to try and fade 25,050. So far this morning, that's what they're looking at. All right, let's move up to the 1 minute, and we're going to go through some of the other indices. Yes, same kind of story here, folks. Exactly the same kind of story. All right, remember we've had relative strength in the ES. Here's your rotation. All right, look below and fail yesterday, back inside. There's your rotation. Little look above and fail. Can we find acceptance above, or are we coming straight back down or to the midpoint? All right, if we find acceptance above 900s, all right, then it's probably looking for a test of 30s, 930s, 945s. You can see some nodes up here. So over 900s, squeeze potential to 930s, 945s. Again, a bit like the Qs, a trap can live in here, a bull trap can live in here. So if you're going to get long from here and you add or hold into there, you want to be locking in on the way, all right? If that's what we get today. All right, let's have a look at the spiders. Same story. All right, very thin structure all the way back up to 690. Let's just see if this lines up. I bet it does. It's a second to load. Wakey. Yes. Oh, look, it lines up perfectly. Funny that. Okay, so chop around 82. All right, acceptance over, let's call it 87, 690. 690 will want to be defended because that's the old range. We left that old range. We've created a new range. We can't find acceptance underneath 75. We're holding 80s and 82s. We're getting stuck at 86s. Over 86s are squeezed to 90s. That will want to be sold back down. It's the same story across the board right now. And it's nice to see, so far at least, the options market is looking at the same thing. One thing we should say with the options today is VIX expires today, folks. So, might be a choppy session. And it might be whipsawing. Q, same story, right? Here. Most of the chop, fail to accept. Over 06s, they're looking for a drive towards 10s and maybe even 15s, but I doubt that high, probably towards 10s. All right. If we have a look at the Dixie, it's desperately trying, folks. It is desperately trying to find a bid. They do not want to completely lose this thing, but if we get more weakness in this, then, long gold probably continues. But here we go. This is the big question. Can they get back above this pivot and hold on the Dixie? Big question mark. At the moment, we're still bearish on the Dixie technically. And we'll have a quick look at the VIX. Where have you gone, my friend? There we go. So still sort of dancing on the top side of this channel. They're trying to create a new channel. So we could probably even do this right now. All right, broadening channel. But you can see higher highs and higher lows. All right, VIX still holding. We do have a huge area in here into 2065. In fact, let me check this. Yeah, 20 is a big level on the VIX this morning. All right, if we reject 20, we're looking at 19s and 18s fairly quickly. Or reject 20, 19s down to this pivot, and then 18s down to this trend line fairly quickly. All right, so if VIX does this, all right, market can get bullish. If VIX reclaims this and comes for a squeeze up here, obviously market's going to be in trouble. The upside move over 20 is pretty far right now. It's 23 up to this pivot. All right, so that's your squeeze block in here. We will see. Patience today. It's going to require patience. All right, mag time because we're running out of time here. Apple, all right, nice rebound yesterday. We talked about that. It got oversold. All right, but really, when we think about it, has it done much? No, not really. All right, from that open to here, all we're doing is retracing 50%. It's not really that strong. Good rebound, but question really now is, can it hold 62s? Can it hold 61s and 62s, right, for a second leg? Can Apple hold this for a second leg. If it can, it might help the market get going into this golden pocket. If not, if it collapses back under there, then night again, and the market's going to get weak with it. Amazon, same kind of story. Range, we built out a range. We broke out from the range pre-market. We might want to retest this 201s 200 if they find a bid. Then we're going 205. So nice gap up on Amazon. I think that had news this morning, didn't it? As well. Goog still in this range, trying to get to the upside of it. You can see strong sell in a channel all the way down. Is looking for relief. It is looking for relief at the moment. It's hoping that this is excess and that they can come up here. Is what it's hoping to do. Whether it can do it or not is a whole other thing. Meta. That's a big move after hours to give it all back. Is that a legit print or is that a dart pool? That looks like a dart pool. We will find out. Back to previous day's lows. Does not look very pretty on Meta right now. Ugly. And Microsoft, let's get rid of this. You can see this is the old pivot we talked about. Still trading under that. Little gap up on Microsoft, but still no big reclaim. Nvidia, nice pump yesterday. But we are into chop zone. Right, we're into this chop zone. So I wouldn't expect it to just scream through here. I really wouldn't. I'd expect it maybe to pull back. Do they find a rebid? Can they reclaim this, build liquidity to get up there? If the answer is no, then we know what's happening. Tesla, same kind of story as Nvidia. All right, back into this range here. So here's the uptrend, breakdown, range, look below, retesting. Can we find acceptance back into this range and do this? Or are we coming back downside? All right, so we're at sensitive areas across most of the market right now. Let's just have a look at Oracle. Starting to go sideways and lose that bid a little bit after that squeeze up. So Oracle did the move the rest of tech's looking for. Look, boom, boom, boom. Try and build out. Can it build out and hold for relief? All right, are they done selling software is the big question right now, or do we have a bigger bleed coming? Netflix caught a little bit of a bid, but still, I think we might get one more shove lower and then I'm going to scoop it. So I'm just waiting before I size in on that. That's kind of it, folks. How are we doing for time? A few minutes left. We did have some big players join in this morning. I'll tell you where they came in. They were defending 900s. So we had multiple 100 lots come in sort of around the 880s. One on that excess move up here. All right, so there's a big player came in and sold this, and the rest of the guys were selling this. So we've got big shorts, or at least someone being selling this market on the push above previous week value area high, previous day value area high, previous week value area low, previous day value area high. So this is a big battleground for the market today. All right, do we keep fading that? If we do, this is where they're trying to get, right back to point of control, back to close this gap. And this is point of control, not just on previous day, but on the current developing week. All right, so we know this really is not really a level we want to trade around here. It might be that we see a reaction straight away or something like that we can trade, but it's not really the ideal level to trade around. If we're going to play edges, we want to be trying to fade up here, and we want to be buying dips down here unless we see acceptance, okay? But if we're going to play the range, which is my least favorite trade, we want to be playing the edges. We don't really want to be playing the middle, folks, all right? So I'm going to have to be patient at this open unless I see a squeeze up and I see buyers get trapped, or I see a flush down and sellers get trapped, or we see continuation. I do not really want to be bidding around these 800s this morning if I can avoid it. 765, 800s, I don't really want to be bidding. I think we'll get very choppy in there. Okay, so good morning, everyone. That was quick, wasn't it? We got through it. We've got about 90 seconds left or so to the open. Do me a favor, smash that like button nice and early. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for me. Share this channel with your mates. We're growing nice and quickly here. And stick around for the day. We will be doing some giveaways as always. We always give away a free course. And we always give away some Apex accounts on stream. And news. The one thing I forgot to say was the news this morning. Almost forgot that, didn't I? Not really anything now until we get into 1 o'clock. All right, but we've got Bowman at 1. We're through everything else. Most of them were delayed reports. Thomas Jonas, morning. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, here we come, folks. 30 seconds left. So it feels like it's trying to close this gap into previous day point of control, current developing week point of control, previous day close into those sort of 800s all the way down potentially to sort of 50s and 60s, somewhere around here. And we'll see if and how we react down there when we get there. Here's the morning shove. So they tried to get a dip into there at the moment. Just let this settle down and do whatever it is it wants to do, folks. Zoom this in a little bit. Let's see if we get down here and how we react. Here we go. We're coming into it now. And this seems to be a little bit delayed here on TradingView. So we've got delayed data over here. This is a good start, isn't it? This is definitely delayed. CME are having a nightmare right now. There's no doubt about it. An absolute nightmare on CME. This is so delayed. Come on, CME. We're trading at 57s right now. This is way off, folks. Just be careful. Just be careful. Something's delayed. Is it this or is it NinjaTrader? One of them is way out right now. They are not matching up at all. Trying to work out which it is. Bookmap as well, kind of all over the shop. Oof. Well, that is not a good start to the day. Don't know how we're going to read tape when I can't see which one's which. Anyone else having it? Is it catching up 93s? Yeah, it's starting to catch up now. That's good. Well, at least it's caught up. Right, here's the squeeze back up off this same level. So if you took the long there, that's the squeeze back up for you into your New York Open. So we said we'd expect a reaction here. I'm not going to touch the longs there today, but if you want to do it, that's great. And that's already, 50, 60 points. This is your New York Open. I'm just going to let this settle down and do whatever it is it feels like it needs to do this morning. We just let this settle down. Is it catching up now? I'm just trying to see 87s, 5s. Chopping around here. Chopping around. I think it's starting to smooth out a bit now. This seems to be a bit delayed on TradingView to me. Seems to be like half a second behind now. It's catching up, but it's a little bit delayed. So back down into previous day point of control. This is the area I'm trying to avoid trading in. All right, we talked about this before pre-market. I'm going to try and leave this area alone because of the higher time frame. Right, we know this right here is the chop zone. All right, I'm going to try and leave this area alone. I'm happy to trade at the extremes. I'm going to try and leave this chop alone for me personally. I'll give you a readout on the mag, a bit of a mixed bag here. Tesla just about going red to green here, so trying to close its gap and get through it. Nvidia with a gap up, chips a bit stronger today, 1.5% up. Microsoft 1% down, Meta 1% down, Google 0.72% up, Amazon 0.23% down, Apple 0.18% down. We're into that chop zone. QQQ just closed its gap as well into 601. SPY just closed its gap as well. So we have an efficient market. We've officially closed the gap into these yellow lines. The question now is, do they bid off it and come back up to these value areas where I told you we saw some selling happen pre-market? There was some big boy selling up here pre-market. Or do we see a move underneath this all the way back down to 624s? All right, I don't know what they're going to do today. I think it's going to just rotate and we're just going to wait until we get a move that we like. So some sellers pre-market. I can show you these pre-market sellers. We had some big boys joining the tape up here pre-market above previous day value area high. So I'm watching to see if we come up here or if they attack further down and look for that rotation back down to value area low. Right now, though, we are just chopping around, which was my expectation. Those new here and are like, why hasn't he done anything? Why isn't he doing anything? The market's not doing anything, folks. We will take a trade when something sets up. The hardest thing to do in trading is know when to leave it alone. Right now, this is a leave alone environment while they just make their minds up. In my mind, anyway. Not much of a move overnight. I don't know if I'd agree with that, if I'm honest. You moved from 700 to 962. You got a 250 point squeeze up overnight, and you're giving a lot of it back. I think that's 260 points in a Globex session is pretty good. I don't know how long you've been around, but we used to get 30 or 40 points in a Globex session. So I don't know if I'd agree with that. Okay, just having a look at the VIX here. It's reclaimed 20. If they keep finding bids at 20, and if they can get through 2030, there's a chance for 23 today's, which will make the market very, very weak if we do that, but very early to be thinking about that. Right, back down into this chop zone. If they lose this zone, I will not be taking it. If they lose this zone, there is an argument for this move here. If they hold this zone, there's an argument for this move here, which is why I'm not playing this zone. All right, because I want to play at the edges, because we're in a range, right? We have an inside bar on the daily. We're inside the current week's value. All right, we're inside the current week's value. We want to really be playing an edge. Past 3 evals overnight on that Lucid, or for Lucid on that overnight push up. Nice, good work. Funny, those that want to be consistent refuse to listen to what it takes to become consistent. You mean? Yeah, exactly. They want to become consistent, but they give into their ego or that little devil on their shoulder, and they go gamble mode, and they just press buy and sell at the open. When some days there are times to do that. Some days there are times where I get aggressive at the open when there's a clear move one direction, when we're clearly going to attack something. Right now, you can see, I said I don't think I'll do anything at the open. We probably chop, and that is exactly what we're doing. It's because of where we're opening up. How do we get the previous week point of control? You just measure out the value from Sunday, the previous week, to Friday close, right? That whole week, you measure out the whole value of that whole week, and it will give you the point of control there. Remember, the point of control for that is fair value. So we're basically trading at fair value from the week of 2nd of February, so 2 weeks ago. And we're also trading at fair value for the current week and the previous day. All right, current week is this pink line. Previous day is this red line. And the week before, I can tell you, the week of Feb 2nd was 802s. All right, so this is a big, big choppy zone. If they lose this, they might come and visit here. This, yesterday, was considered discount, remember. All right, so if we trade into here, there's a good chance they will try and bid this back up. All right, so if they trade into here, there will be at least some covers. They might do a look below and fail. They might just come short of it and bid back up to test this level if they do that move. Right, if they're not able to even get down there, we're going to keep chopping and chopping, chopping, and then look to rotate one side. We won't stay here all day, folks. They will make a decision at some point. Does some days exist where you would know that you sit down for pre-market? Does some days exist where you know that you would sit down for pre-market or even overnight? What do you mean sit down? You mean that I would trade? Yeah, for sure. For sure. If I think there's a move, if we don't get the move in a New York session and I think they've hidden it for a Globex, then yeah. What's the indicator at the bottom? Buy versus sell. I don't know what you mean. This one, Sati's volume. Okay, here's the squeeze back up. So they're trying to come back up to this value area high now. So where those sellers were earlier. So they're going to try it. So they've found a bid at value, at fair value. They're going to try and test this range up here. Once we get up here, we can think about either fading it back down, or if we find acceptance, rebidding it, right? And if we're going to rebid it up there, we have to be very careful, but we're going to look to try and take out 25,000 and maybe a squeeze into this imbalance on the hourly. But really, I think there's probably a trap here. So we talked about this, right? If we can come up here, we are either going to fade it back down, or if we find an acceptance, we're going to come back into here. See money, take money, and you never know, a runner will come up here. And I will look to fade the market somewhere in here, back down. I want that to be clear, and I might well look to do that on a swing, depending how we close today. Mag 7 is all positive. Not yet. Not yet. Tesla 0.06, so just slightly red. Microsoft 1% down. Meta just under 1% down. Amazon 0.25% down. Apple's just gone green to red as well. It's only Google and Nvidia that are positive today. As are equally weighted, they are up 0.10% just due to Nvidia, right? Because it's the biggest boy. You're saying Amazon's green, so it is. Oh, well, you're right, because I've just opened up. So we have major issues then on TradingView today. Because if I show you this, we have some major issues on TradingView. They've clearly got bugs. Well, that's not very good, is it? Because I was reading that out, saying it to you, and you are correct. Whereas we click on the chart, it's clearly above its close. That, well, guys, I'm going to be honest, that puts me off trading altogether. I need data to be clean to trade. I'm not a gambler. That is not good. Is anyone else having that issue? Never seen that before. I'm going to save this and reload it. Yours is fine. Okay, let me just save this and reload it then. Okay, there we go. It's fixed itself. Well, thanks, TradingView. You just made my morning very uncomfortable. No, I use the app version. All right, some buyers getting caught up there again. All right, some big boy sellers just came in and transitioned there around the 820s. Buyers definitely got caught at 35 on that last shove. So 820s, sellers came back in. Buyers just got caught at 30s. Still chopping around. Question right now is, can we find acceptance over New York Open and get up to value, which is what they're attempting to do, right? They're attempting to get up there, but like we said, there are some buyers caught topside at the moment. That is a first for me, by the way, seeing that. I've never seen TradingView print those off. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Like trading blind. Okay, back through these 30s. So they're trying to hold New York Open at the moment. Again, I'm not going to trade around here. I want to see what happens when we get up to the extremes. Do I look at what the other indices are doing? I do, yes. Back to these 30s again. Can they find acceptance through these 30s? They keep getting caught here, the buyers. They are trying to get over VWAP. They're trying to get a squeeze to 70 and then 900. But so far, they keep getting caught up here. Sellers are now out of position at 20, so there might be a squeeze upcoming. Here we go. So I'm actually going to put a little piece on here if we can hold and see if we can get going up towards the 70s. If we can hold dips to 35, I'll think about putting a piece on here. That last dip just came right down and didn't fill me. Can you believe it? So, yeah, there we go. So we just held 35. Don't know why I didn't get filled there, but it didn't get filled there. And when we traded right through me, sounds like I've got data issues here. So just traded into 35, hold of 35. There's the move to 70s. Oh, that's very frustrating. I had a limit there and didn't fill it. Oh, well. Might have to do a restart here on Ninja. So here we go, into 70s. So that was the buy opportunity. Oh, that's very frustrating now. And 900's coming up. All right, so you better be taking some TP here. All right, if we held 35, I said I'd buy it. All right, sell some here, hold up into here. You never know, you might get 25,000, 2550 today, but you definitely want to be selling some into the top of this range. Big seller came in there at 850s. All right, he's caught. So all these big sellers this morning currently are caught. Yeah, my data's off. Yeah, I know. I'm just rebooting Ninja at the moment. Something's off. Very upsetting. Would have been a very good trade. Yeah, I was just letting the volume develop because the volume will just be a D shape that we're just getting over now. See, was just letting it develop. Sorry if you need that. I just knew it would be chopping here. Okay, here we go, Ninja. Wakey, wakey. See if we can get some data. All right, giant seller just came in there at 50 again. All right, so you can see he attacked 65, 100 lot, 135 lot, 100 lot, and 60 lot. So he's attacked 865 all the way down there. His big size, though, is at 50 or 47-ish. Back down to value area high again on the session. They're going to keep trying to bid this to get up into here. I will look to, if we squeeze up here and then trap bulls, I will look to fade it. YouTube is about 6 seconds delayed, correct. You can't get it any faster than that. Is quite literally the fastest it can do. Remember, it's VIX expiry day, folks. We said we might get some whipsaw reaction today. Any chance I can be a little more clear if I'm buying or shorting? What did I say? How? I don't understand. Was that not clear? If it holds 35, I'll look to enter. If it holds a level and I'll look to enter, obviously I'm looking to enter upside. There's no trick, Highway. I've literally got everything done. I've done extensive research onto it. I'm the quickest you can get via OBS. There's no way I can do it quicker. It's quite literally impossible. Okay, previous day value area high here. So you should have locked in TP1. You're now looking for 900s. And then 930s. There's a pivot up at 921. So 900s, 921, somewhere up into here. I'd be selling, so you should have already sold some into here, into here, into here. If you get very, 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 very lucky today, you're going to come up into here. All right. But just expect rotation because you're still inside of value, right? You're still inside of value all the way down to here. This is the rotation today. All right, so if you bid, what was it? This bid here, should be selling some into that. Don't want to hold it. If it comes back down under here, it means it can't find acceptance and it's going to rotate back down to the lower side. I'm obviously not in this. Whatever reason, today I'm having tech issues. Okay, into this area where this seller came in hard. This is where he's loading up short here. You're still holding value area high. So the question is now, do they hold this kind of dip into the 30s, maybe 25s again? If they hold the dip, we can extend higher. If they don't hold that dip, we're going to rotate right down to the lower side of today. So it's a big level coming up here. You hate the market so much. Why? The market recently has been very clean and very, very good. Today is a rotational market until it proves otherwise. So this is the time to be patient. For me, it's the time to be patient anyway, because I do not like trading rotation that much. So you're still holding this edge, and they're still trying to get above previous day value area high and get up into 900s and above is what they're trying to do. If you lose that edge, if you lose 30s, then you probably travel straight down to the 800s and then all the way back down to low of day if you lose the 30s. Big sellers coming in here. So if these guys get caught, they will be your fuel to go higher. If they take control, then you're going to go 800s and then down to low of day. There you go. So then it's the 800s. And if they lose this now, they go all the way down to low of day. Right, so failed to get acceptance above previous day's value area high, rotating back down to point of control on this current session. And we have to see what's next. Do they absorb this point of control, or are we going to make a move lower? How did I beat over trading? I think just knowing what I'm good at, right? Once you understand, once you track and journal your stats and you know what you're good at. Okay, so they've just held the 800s. So they're going to come back to the 830s if they can now. And then if they squeeze back over 830s, they're going to try and get back to the high of day. If we lose 800s, then we're going to go low of day. So it's just a rotation, folks. We're just in rotation. It's all we are in right now is a rotation. Back to that New York Open. What was I saying? Sorry, one of you asked, how did I stop over trading? Yes, journaling knowing what I'm good at, right? Once I realized what I'm good at is playing people who are trapped, right, and playing their excess, then I understand, okay, well, I need to let those players get trapped, which means in these rotations, I need to leave it alone. Like we talked about, there was wanting to see a short up here. I would have liked that to leave some better excess at that high. We did have a little node there at 74, but that's about it. Once that big seller came in a few times, he's taken control. I think we will revisit up there before we do anything else, though. So still holding these 800s. And they should come and revisit 820s, 830s now. And then what happens there is going to be key. Again, I'm not going to trade inside this zone. I'm going to leave this zone alone. We did hit a bit of a call wall on the SPY. We didn't get anywhere near it on the Qs. So coming back to the 820s, 830s, let's see now. Do they resell this, or are we going to squeeze right back to that seller's average at 850? Here's the 30s. They've got to make a decision now. So if they get through here, they're going to go 50s. If they keep fading this, they're going to look to protect 30s because this is value area high on the current session. All right, so they have the choice here to do this move or to do this move back up here. They have to make a decision. This is why this is the zone, remember, we are leaving alone. Anyone in Discord, look at Mo's comment. I think it was last night. Look at the number here. All right, we know this is a chop zone, folks. We know this is a chop zone all the way down to 765. All right, big, big, big chop zone. Be patient. Be willing to sit still. Hard skill. I know. Hard skill. Sell or buy? Seriously, guys, it's neither right now. I don't know why it's so hard to understand. High time frames still look bearish. Yep, I would agree with you. They are absolutely still bearish. The question is are they going to set the trap, right? The higher time frame trap, for me, remember this is still a naked point of control up here. Are they going to run the shorts out here somewhere in this pocket and then slam it back down, right? That's what I'm wondering. We've got a bit of a void here. We've got a naked POC. We've got a pivot here. Can they do that? Run these stops, get short to slam it back down. Would be nice. Would be a nice setup if they would do that. It's the kind of thing I was waiting for last week. Okay, so protected 800s through the 30s up to the 50s we go, where that big seller came in. All right, like we talked about, that huge seller right here. We're going to go and test him and see if he's going to resell. If we squeeze through 50s, then we're going to expect a move probably to 900s and above. All right, because he's now out of position. There you go. So we're testing this 50s now. He looks very much uncomfortable here. If they dip and hold 50s, they're probably going for a new high of day. And then you're looking for 900s, 25,000, 2550s on a squeeze up if you are willing to trade this. I'm not willing to trade this. I cannot make that clear enough. I'm avoiding trading this like the plague. But any hold of 50s and 25s now potentially can see a new high of day. Right around this 50, seller coming back in. Do they hold 50s and 25s? Here's 35s, here's VWAP. Here's the move back down to these 25s. They're trying. There's the hold of 25 so far. They might need one more go at it. Then they've got to reclaim 50s, and if they do that, they should shove it up. Again, there's a trade there if you want it. I am ignoring these trades. I'll tell you what I'm seeing, but I'm going to ignore these trades and wait for an extreme. It's just, I have to trade my edge. That's my edge. That's where I make money. Still can't get a close over 50s. Over 50s, they get a close. You should see a new high of day, technically. But it's a big, big if. Here's 50 test again. Here they come. So they're going for it, folks. They are going for it. There you go. So held 25s, over 50. Seller out of pocket, right? And now we're seeing that squeeze up. So that seller at 50 is absolutely stuck. We just talked about him. And here's the squeeze up. This guy's stuck. Over this, we should see high day and should try and extend to 900s now And then I'd be looking, honestly, what's this pivot? 925, 970s next. 925, 970s. Here you go, folks. So if you did take that, if this was in your range of your field that you want to take, you look pretty good here. So up towards the 900s. Here you go, previous day high. So you could lock some in here. Here we go, folks. You're welcome. So I told you I'm not going to take it, but I'll tell you what I'd look for. That is a banger of a trade straight away. So now you are looking for the pivot in towards 925, 930. So up into here, you must be selling a good chunk, all right? You must be selling a good chunk. We're into previous week's value area low. The question is, do we find acceptance now into the previous week or not? You can see they're building liquidity at 900 and 925, exactly where we expect the market to go, all right? So it's trying to squeeze up. Again, I know this is a legit setup. It's just not something I'm looking to trade. It doesn't mean you can't trade it. So here's the 900 tag. Remember, this is previous week value area low. I want you guys to understand what we're looking at here. All right, previous week value area low right here. Big nodes, even the week before. All right, we're trading into it. You've got to be locking some in. If you get lucky, you're going to get this move here towards like 25,000. Okay, if you get lucky, but you must lock some in here. All right, if you took this trade, we're coming right up to that pivot, 20s, all right? 20s is what I'd be looking to lock a ton of it in. The next pivot above that is 65s and then 25,000, right? So I will wait to see how we operate in and around here now for me. Here's the extension. So you're trying to get up into these 20s now. Here it comes. Here it comes. Great trade, folks. If you took it, great trade. So the hold of this edge. Let them build up liquidity, prove that they were ready, trapped the seller at 50s, held the 25s, reclaimed the 50s, up to the 900s, 920s is next, and then you can get going. If you're trading the QQQ, you want to be very careful into 605s. You have a big wall there. Here you go. So 20s, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. You're welcome. You're welcome. Tell us when to trade. Tell us what to do. I just did. I just did. All right, here's the 20s. Please be selling a good chunk here. Please. Does the system work well during Asia? I can only trade on my phone during regular hours. Yeah, leave your phone alone, mate. Yes, it works on all numbers, all indexes, all stocks, anytime. All right, it's the same principles. All right, there's your 20 tag. Oh, there's a reaction of 20. Who'd have fucking known? Who'd have known? Alex, do you draw your weekly profile ETH or RTH? Extended, my friend. For weekly, I just do it extended. Are you not entertained? Yeah, quite right. All right, here you go, folks. You're looking for this pivot. You're looking to take out this next pivot. So if you get through, you've got through the 20s. All right, just know there is some exposure here, options-wise at 30s, but now I'd really be looking for, because you've paid yourself into 20s, you're looking for 62s. 62s now. So Globex here, and then you're looking for 62s. What a great trade. Oh. Trying to stick to my edge. Here it goes. Here's the 50s. You're almost at the 62s now, folks. You're almost there. Big buyers coming here. Be very careful here. Big buyers coming up here. They will probably get themselves caught at some point today. You're almost there, folks. So through here, you're almost at the 62s where you need to pay yourself. After that, we're really looking for that squeeze all the way up to 25,050, all the way up to 25,100. So 25,050, 25,100. Once you get over this pivot here towards 64 and 70s. But remember, you're a huge squeeze up, and it's likely that this will fail at some point. You've got a lot of big boy buyers chasing this market at these highs right now. Huge buyers being very aggressive at these highs. They are likely to get themselves clapped, and we can rotate all the way back down if and when they do. So the average price of this huge buyer up here is around 47, so that you know. He's got 3 stacks, so maybe one more big shove up, and we can come and take out this pivot that we keep talking about at 62s, and then you can see what's what. Just past 5 accounts on that. Nice. Why didn't I take the trade? It's just not what I'm looking for today, all right? I'm trying to wait for an extreme edge. Trying to wait for an extreme edge. Doesn't mean I can't see it, but I try my best to avoid this in here. I could see that they were caught in here and that it was going to hold and probably do it, but you know, just because I could see it doesn't mean I trade it well. Okay, just because I can see this building out. Everyone was impatient here. We held, we trapped that seller at 50, and then we go, right? I could see it setting up. It's just like, do I really want to trade it? Maybe I should have, but it's okay. I don't mind. I'm already up nicely on the day from a few trades in Globex, so I'm not like trying to force my way in already. All right, these buyers are still piling in here. They're currently comfortable. Have we taken out that pivot yet? Not quite yet. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. 62s is your level, right? So you've got to pay yourself into 62s. You might get a little excess push over 62s. You want to be selling a good chunk of your profits into that. And then you can hold a runner just in case you're going to get that 25,100 kind of move today. Just in case. I always think of that Jaheim Garage remix when I say that, just in case. Maybe some of you know what I'm on about. UK Crew. All right, I'm trying to see the chat here. I think it's slowing down. Selector. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 62's taken. Nice work. So looking for 25,000s now. Looking for 25,000s now. If you're long. So if you can get over the 70s, you're looking for 25,000 on the squeeze. What's this pivot high? I'm just going to measure where he is. Yeah, pretty much bang on 25, right? Over 25, there's probably a squeeze up. You probably get a stop run, and then I'm going to look to see if they make the short available for me up here. If we get that squeeze over 25,000 and a stop run, do they make the short available in that bull trap area? Do they do it today, or do they just hold it up for tomorrow? I'm going to find out. I'm definitely going to find out soon. There you go. So they're coming for the 25,000. I'm looking for the stop run over 25,000 to see if we can see some excess and then see what's what. I'm going to have to measure out this node here. This guy's become important. This is a buyer chasing late in here. Really want excess over 25k. I do not want them to stop short. Please don't stop short of it. You will ruin my setup if you do that. So if you're asking why, I'm looking for the pivot over Friday. All right, Friday around, like, I don't know, midday Friday, we came right up into this level with 25,000. I'm looking for a squeeze over 25,000, possibly up to that low that we put in last Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Somewhere between 25,000, 25,050, maybe even a bit higher. I'm looking to see if they trap bulls. If they don't trap bulls and they decide they're going to go mega boost up to the naked point of control today, then obviously I will not be shorting. I'm just looking to see if they set a giant bull trap up here or not. By the way, if you're trading SPY, you want to lock in a big chunk of profit. You are at a massive wall right now. Massive, massive, massive wall. So, yeah, W's in chat if you got some of this. I mean, this is now a huge trade for you guys. Where was it? Through the 50s, we said, didn't we? And if it hold 25 through the 50s, so there's another 120 pointer, and I think you can get 25,000, which would be 150 pointer. And on excess, you might get up here. You might get a almost 200 pointer out of this. You very well might. But just know, I would not be buying up here, right? This is the area where I think they will start to look to trap bulls. Look how extended we are getting. Over 25,000, we should see some excess. Here we go into 25k. Come on, big buyer coming in here. Please clear it out, clear it out. Don't fail here. Do not you fucking dare fail here and ruin my setup. Get over this level and squeeze and then trap some bulls for me. Pretty please. Okay, here we go. Nice. Go, 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 go. Keep squeezing. Keep being aggressive. Huge buyers coming in here. Go, 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 go. Keep going. Lift, 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 lift. Be ridiculously aggressive here. be mega aggressive here. Lift, 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 lift. Keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting, because I want to short the moment you all get too greedy and get stuck. Keep going, keep going, keep getting extended. Make sure you're starting to pay yourself now, because you've got lots of buyers chasing in up here. I'm starting to see some excess start to develop up here. And where is this pivot now? 25,000, big level where they came flying in there. So let's see. If they lose 25,000, we will start dunking. I want to see this lift a bit more. Up towards 50 maybe. Here we go. Lift, 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 lift. Go, 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 go. Be silly about it. Come on, bulls, get yourself caught. So through that stop, this is the stop run we've been looking for. Starting to see a seller put a little bit of a wall up. I'd like it higher if possible, but I'm going to watch now 25,000, right? This little shelf here. Under that, I'm going to look potentially for a short back down if I think enough excess is up here. We've got bulls flying in at 19 still. Yeah, 25,003 was a big level. Ideally, we get to 50 first. Ideally, we get to 50 first. Here they go. They're trying to lift it up there. And 608 is your level on the options market for QQQ. All right, big wall there at 608. SPY's already through it all. This thing's going turbo. And we've got a seller up at 75. Come on, keep going. Come on, you lunatics. All right, so by the way, you need to be locking in here. Like, you can hold like a tiny runner, but you're now up over 200 points. You're welcome, all those who joined chat this morning and said, will he tell us what to do and when to do it? I just gave you everything. It was an absolute gift. Do I DCA into a position? Only if it's on a swing. Certainly would not do that day trading. You are asking to get in trouble. Okay, watching this now. Very careful here. We've tapped the 50. We're starting to see failures. I need it to come under 25,002, really. 25,003. And I'll start getting aggressive. Sellers starting to come in into that 50. So we came right into 50. Come on, come back down. Let's trap all these guys. Reclaim 30s will be an issue. It will keep squeezing. Okay, reclaim 30s. It wants more. It wants a bit more here. Sorry, guys. I'm going silent because I'm just trying to watch the tape here to see if they shift back under 25k. See if these buyers get themselves caught at 30s. Looking for the short now, to be very clear in case anyone doesn't understand. I'm looking for a short now. Starting to see some sellers be aggressive here. Here we go. All right, into the 18s where they last bid. Watching these 18s. I'm going to watch 18s and I'm going to watch 25,000. Under that, I think we can flush all the way back down to 24,950. Right, between grey box to grey box, right? I think there's a move here once we start to lose the bid. Let's see. Do you set it up for me? $25k, going to be key. Big imbalances down to 25k, so you can see right here. All right, huge imbalances on that squeeze up. Starting to trap some players at 30s. 25k is key. Under that, we can fade all the way. There's a 50-point fade from 25 all the way down, and maybe even fill some of this back in. So we'll just see. It depends how much juice they've got. So I'm just patiently waiting now. Okay, I'm patiently waiting to see if they trap and do that backside move. Maybe under this grey box, maybe underneath. Here we come, coming back down towards this 25 now. Here we go. So here's the retest of it. So they're still holding. Big seller coming in here. Might get himself caught. Got to be careful. I'm looking for this break to see if they stay heavy. Break and retest would be cleaner, obviously. Obviously, break and retest would be really nice. Into the 25,000. This is the level. Do we get the move? Do we get the move? We're close. Now, dipping under and trying to hold. Now is key what they're going to do because we just held that 25,000. So this is not that accurate. But in here, I can tell you there was a buyer at 25,003 who's rebid. So I'm still waiting. Still waiting to see if they do another shove up now. Because I haven't seen what I want to see. So sellers came in at 30s. All right, this node here is sellers up here. We have excess above 35s right now. We failed 608, so that gamma level. And we failed 25,050, which is also a gamma wall. So 25,050 to 25,000 is the current rotation. And once someone takes control of that, we can see what's next. I am looking for the short. I'm absolutely not looking for the long anymore. I'm looking for the short. But if they keep holding, I cannot argue with you that there is potential for a move up to 25,200 and maybe that naked point of control 25,350. But I'm first going to look to see if they trap balls up here, all right? Because that's what I've been waiting for about a week, which is why I was patiently waiting for this setup today. Come on. I want to see one more push up and fail. See one more push up and fail into this excess. Want to see how they operate at 30s. Come on, get up into 30s and show me what you want to do. You're trying, and you've just trapped more bulls up there. Might have missed it. Might have missed it. Man, might have missed that 30. That might have been it, folks. That might have been the best entry I could get for the session. All right, so if we snap now, I'm in. In now, small size. And we'll see if we can get a 50-point move down. Fuck. If I got that 30s, it would have been ideal. That was so quick. So fucking quick. It's a shame. But they've already reclaimed 03s, so this is dangerous. And I'm only very, very small size because I missed the 30s, which would have been ideal. I need to see it close underneath 03s, really. If we keep holding here, I will just cut it early and have another go in a minute. Because we're holding well of that 03s. You got to get back under 25,000 for a 50-point dip for me, please. Otherwise, I'm going to cut you. If you keep basing here, I'm going to cut you. This seller at 30s needs to walk down. If he doesn't walk down, I'm going to cut it in 2 seconds. All right, I'm cutting that. Cutting that. He's sitting up there, so he's trying to trap price back up again. And now he's acting as a bid at 20s. So let's just wait and see. Give it a bit more time. Could have taken that 30s. That a quick snapshot would have been really nice. We have an imbalance above 30s. So it might need one more big shove up here. Here we go. Here's the squeeze. Right. Let's see if they can trap some more. So we just filled that sell side imbalance. We do have imbalances way above us, obviously. So they're holding bids here. Are they going to go turbo today? Fairly unlikely they're going to be able to, but maybe. Maybe. Is this guy above 70s? Is there anyone way above 100? A little piece. 105s. Okay. I think they want a little bit more, and then we can see. Man, if they shove it all the way up to the naked point of control today. Ugh. If they rebid 30s here, they're going to go for another squeeze. They're trying. They're trying. They're trying for a re-squeeze. They're trying to rebid 30s here. Oh. Yeah, Mag's still all positive. You've just got to understand, though, where you're buying. If you're trying to buy right now, look at the higher time frame, folks. All right, we've just taken the low-hanging fruit. We're into a big gamma level. All right. Yes, we're into this pivot. Yeah, you can argue they can try and get up here today. You're asking an awful lot for a straight squeeze up. What's more likely is at least a fail down and then a rebid. If they're going to rebid, they're going to have to rebid, right? It's unlikely we do that. It's more likely we sweep, we come back down, maybe we then hold, right? Right. The naked POC is all the way up here. It can do it. Like, I'm not going to deny it. We've talked about it at the beginning of the stream. If they really want to shove it up there, they will shove it up there. It would just mean that I don't get the play I've been waiting for. And that's all right. I'll just wait for it to get up there and then I'll sell it. Probably tomorrow, if we're going to do that move. You said previously you wouldn't be interested in buys. This price action wouldn't make you change your mind. Man, something's so hard with chat. I told you there was a buy here, right? But this is a TP area. This is not a new buy area up here. You are now buying premium on the current week, premium versus previous day, premium versus current day, all right? Trying to get inside the old week to see acceptance higher. Like, maybe you see a squeeze up, but you've lost position. Position for the buy was down here. I'm going to wait to see if they fail, all right? If they fail and rotate back down, I'll take the short. And then if they hold that area then, I will then buy it, right? But I'm not going to take a straight squeeze up. For me, it's just not something I would take. I would rather see buyers get stuck, trade it back down, sellers get stuck, rebid, and then go for it, all right? 1, 2. I'll take both sides of that rather than, even though I knew that would happen, I'm not going to position long here. It's psychopath positioning long here. No, there is absolutely no chance I will be streaming Globex in the future. When am I allowed to sleep, folks? Am I allowed to sleep? I live in Los Angeles. Okay, huge buyer coming in here at 70s. 175 lot on the book. Market side just got absolutely clapped there at 70s. So we're starting to see possible excess. They are adding sell side up at 80, but we now know this is a huge level. 175 lot just came flying in at around 70s. You can see him. He's stuck. He's fucking stuck. So we're coming back down to that imbalance of that last squeeze up. All the time we're below 72s or so, he is caught. Back above that, he can re-squeeze for the next imbalance, which is up at 85s. He is currently stuck, though. So buy side imbalance, 60 down to 50s. So we're coming back up to test his level where he just came flying in. How much more have they got in here? A lot more by the looks of it at the moment. Check the monthlies. Can we go on the monthlies? So he's still stuck there at 70s. I want to see how we react here. If we start losing this, we might get that short because we have massive excess up there now. Back down to where he last came in, into these 57s. If we start getting heavy here, I will be interested. So we've caught a huge buyer up there. Surprise, surprise. How we act here at 50 is now key. All right, I've got a piece on this now. I've got a piece on this. We have an imbalance here at 45s. And if we start failing in this next push up towards 60s, I'll be interested. I've just got a tiny, tiny, tiny piece on. We're still holding structure here. But once we get under all this, there's a fade, right? So got a tiny piece on versus this guy here. We're holding this right now. If we fail this and trade back inside this, we can do this, 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 this. Here we go. Here we go. 40s. Come on, flush it. Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go. That fucking stupid guy at the top, 175 lot, just got murdered. All right, let's see if we can get down into these sort of 20s. I'm still paying myself a little bit here in case we hold this grey box, right? But if we get under this grey box, we can go all the way back down. Nice hold of grey box and flow zones so far. That node there at 37 where that big buyer came in last time. So already locking some in. I don't want to see a reclaim of his level up here where we have excess, right? So I'm going to show you right here. We have hit excess here. I need to get a close under these sellers here. So I'm trading from this guy's pain point to these guys' pain point. And if we get a close under here, we can see we're straight squeeze up. We can potentially see a flush all the way back down, especially into this buyer down here. So I'm going to watch 25,075, 25,020s, 25,000 on the nose, and 24,950s basically are what I'm going to watch. If we see failed follow through here, it would be good. And just so you understand, once we've flushed all the way back down, if we hold, right, someone said, when will I be looking for a buy? If we hold on the flush all the way back down, I will be then rebidding it back up, right? If we then show, hey, we're going to hold that old balance range, I will rebid that. Don't want to see them let this buyer out. If they do, I'm out. It might well at the moment. I'm watching what the VIX is doing. Going to be locking in money no matter what, so it's okay. Am I in a sell position? Yes, I currently am in a sell position versus that big buyer at 75. Or his, like we just said, his actual position is at 73. So I don't want it to get over 73. I'm in a sell versus 73. I've already paid myself on the dip into this grey box. And I'll add heavy size if we come under 25,000. If we come over this, obviously I will cut the position because it would mean they're going to let the buyer out. Oh my God, these fucking people. We're almost at 20-day there on SPY. We are. Way to go. Looks like another push up. Yeah, it's potential. If they let him out, it's potential. I'll just stop out. Like, it's a trade. I'm paying myself. I've already paid myself from here to here. If they clear it out, they clear it out, and I can look again. I'm not buying up here, folks. Like, there's just no way I'm buying. Look at the squeeze. Where is structure? What happens when you lose this? Where are you going to come? Right back down here. Guess where Alex is going to buy? I'm not going to keep explaining this to you guys. Like, please. There's a buyer caught. There's a huge buyer. Shh. I'm not saying anymore. Like, I keep reading the tape for you. People who are noobs keep talking absolute bullshit. You've got to know when to play, where to play, when to attack the market, when not to attack the market. I'm not saying anymore. It's too exhausting, honestly. Right, top of the grey box. If we go through this grey box, so I'm looking for the bottom side of the grey box, which is 20s. Under that, I'm looking for 25,000, right? Snap of 25,000, I'm looking for 24,950. How we at there would be important. If we fail that, I'm looking for all the way back down into the huge node we created at 850. And then I'll be looking to bid either 950 or 850 for the long. All right, I'll be looking to bid 950 or 850 for the long when we get there, if we get there. If we hold here, I will not be bidding up here or just let it continue to squeeze, all right? But like I've said, I've locked in money no matter what. Grey box here, come on, flush this grey box, come to the bottom side of this grey box, looking for 25 20s, and then we can see how we operate. They hold this grey box, I'll probably just TP out here and then just wait for maybe one more push of excess. Do you know what? I'm going to protect myself and move that stop beat break even. That's 2 holds now, this level. We might need one more shove up, create more excess. If we get a new shove up over 150, over 50, week dating Monday 2nd, we can look at sort of 100, 120. And then previous week, we can look at 180, I guess, if they really want to do it. It is very, very impressive. And it is possible that they do it and they set the bull trap for tomorrow, because we've had a shortened week, and I need to be aware of that based on the weekly model. Right, we just tested that buyer again there. I'm now out of this. I'm going to let this just shake out for a second. MSK Capital, what the fuck are you fucking talking about, you fucking idiot? My emotions are viewable. You are talking absolute shit. I can see who's stuck and where they're stuck. I gave you that trade up. I'm telling you I'm not buying there. I'm telling you there's a player stuck here. I'm telling you if you clear it out, it's going to come up here. My emotions are visible because you're a fucking idiot. Trend is your friend. Buy, 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 buy. You're going to buy the highest gamma level after we've cleared out, are you? You're going to buy where they're going to set the bull trap, are you? You knob. Fucking hell, mate. Get back on some shit channel. Go and watch Dakota, you fucking idiot. Honestly. Right, that buyer's still stuck at 75 right now. I'm going to watch this. If they fade this, I'm going to get back in because that buyer is still remaining stuck up there. And if they clear out and retrap, I'll get back in as well. If they clear out and retrap, I will get back in as well. Love to see a push of excess. It would be really good. I'd love to see it clear out and create excess and trap people that think that this is a good area to buy in. That would be fantastic. And build out this void for a bit. Big buyer come in, getting caught there as well. So he's adding liquidity here around the 60s. A clear out, honestly, would be best now, a bit like yesterday. Those who traded with me in the afternoon Discord, similar kind of setup. Imbalance here at 50 still. Watching this very, very carefully. Back down to this buyer's average at 50. Got a small piece on here now. Let's see if we can get back down to 20s and how we act. So looking to see if we can get to 20s. If we fail 20s, I'm all the way down to here. So I've got a small piece on already versus that buyer that just came in. Nice. Aggressive selling here. Here we go. Let's see if we can get down to the 20s now. Pay myself a little bit here again to the top of this box, this node which we've been developing. So big buyer caught up here, node here, paying myself into here. I want us to come back down to sort of the 20s and below, and then we can get a big fail. And then idiots in chat, you can fuck off and watch someone else's stream who teaches you nonsense. Shut your gob. Look what's happening. Absolute clown show. Target, yeah, well, target to here. All right, so paid ourselves a little bit into here. All right, because we have a node here. All right, from here, we're looking for this. The big collapse comes under here. Under here, we will look for 50s, and under here, we will look for here. Once we get down here, we will look for a rebid. Here's the breakout. Have we retested? No, we haven't. All right, this is squeeze up. We can definitely retest this and bid back up if it wants to come there. If they want to show strength, they will hold here or here. If they want to let it down, they'll let it down, and we're going to rebid back off there. Very, very simple. So almost at those 20s. Where did we just get to? 28s. And they're bidding all the way down to 25,000 now. One day I'll just be left to trade in peace and stream, and regulars will actually just show up and understand what's going on rather than these absolute goons. All right, seller here at 30. We need this to now close under 30 because he's starting to try and add aggressively here. We'll just look for that wash now. Here we go. He's getting aggressive. So here we go for the 20s. So paying a little bit into this level. I really want to see it close under 25,013s. We did have a buyer stepping at 25,002s, right? And we're coming into value area high. So if they want to be aggressive buyers, they're going to start stepping in now. So which is why we're paying ourselves now in case. All right, but we're positioned now in case they don't step in here and they do collapse this whole thing back down. Man, I'm telling you, trading is much easier without doing it. To people who don't understand. Right, 2,400 of you watching here. Can we get some likes, please, folks? I've already gifted you a 200 point up. We're now looking for this fade back down, if possible. And then we will look to rebid it back up, by the way. I just want that to be clear. We're looking for the pullback back down now. We will probably look to rebid it back up unless there are no buyers that turn up today. Here comes the move for 20s. Then let's see. How did we know the high of day was in so far, or the current high? Like I said, the big buyer got stuck up there. Mr. Blah, 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 by the high, right? Right? You participated in the same area this absolute goon did. All right? So if we get a close under here, we have some imbalances to fill on the way down. This is your excess high. This is the buyer stuck at the high. This is the sign of the end of the auction. All right, I'm going to get a refill of my coffee. My stop is in place. I'm going to put some TPs out here just in case. I'll be right back. All right, so held bottom of grey box. We'll go grey to grey. If they reclaim top, they'll re-squeeze out. It's just a build out, guys. It's still okay. Look, we still have a guy with excess up here. If we clear him, fine. Here's your node right here. Here's your node right here. This is why we took some TPs into this. If they want to retest this, they will. If they break that, then yes, squeeze out. And then I'm going to expect the same thing up here, probably some excess, bulls trapped, and back down. We get very, very heavy when we start losing this. They can trap under this and reclaim. But if they start losing this, this is the rotation. This is what we've been waiting for. Again, this is not coming from the lower time frame. We are executing on the lower time frame. The plan was always the same thing. It is a clear out higher time frame of this level into this pivot, into this low volume node where we expect bull traps to exist. This is where retail buyers who think I'm just going to buy this here because we're in an uptrend will get clapped. We'll trade back down. They will sell their position. We will then maybe bid back up. Okay. I have absolutely no problem with this breaking out and going higher. Again, locked in money. If we want to move higher and retrap, we will do that. I will not be bidding up here. I'm happy to bid here, here, or here today. These are areas I will bid on based on what we've done, right? If we want to do this, offer a bid, reclaim, great, great, great. Happy to bid any of those. Not going to bid up here, all right? Even if it wants to go higher, it will go higher without me. Is that current week POC? Which one, my friend? This here is developing POC for today. Current week point of control is right the way down here where we found a bid this morning. Previous day and current week point of control is down here at 775. The naked point of control is all the way up here at 350, right? So if they want to do the naked test, which would be asking an awful lot, I am not going to rule it out. But if they want to do the naked test, it would be up to here. This will be an area sellers must defend, like we talked about in the newsletter. Location and momentum, right? Your location buying here is terrible. Your location here, where you had that 200-point trade, was great. Your location up here is not a good location to buy. Even if it goes higher, what rules do you have? First contract in the first short attempt, yes, it's once I saw that excess. I think it was around 59s, 59.60s. All right, any reclaim 65 here, I'll take this one off. And we might see a clear out and a push higher for one more big trap. How are the swings doing? I reckon they've caught a bid, haven't they? Have a look at these swings. Do I get more into Netflix? That's the question. Do I think it's going to offer another dip? Tempting to get more onto Netflix. All right, stops at 65 here, because I think if we break 65, we'll go and let that player out at the top. Here we go, out of this now on the runner, and see if they create some more excess at the highs. What do I think of FOMC today? It's not FOMC today. Don't know what you're talking about. There's no FOMC today. There might be minutes, if that's what you mean, but it's not FOMC. It's just minutes. All right, more excess now. So let's see if they can shove to 100. And the 20-day as well can't be that far away. Oh, it is on NQ. SPY is close. SPY 20 days close. All right, more excess created up here again. Like to see them continue to pile this higher now and trap more people. Yeah, into 100 would be ideal. We're going to play the same levels. Nothing's changed. These are the same levels. We've got more of a node here now, so we can respect that maybe. Same kind of thing, right? Clear out, fail breakout there. More buyers caught 73s again there. So we're still looking at the same things for me. Higher the better at this point. The higher the better at this point. Keep squeezing. Keep trapping. Let me just measure. Pivot to pivot. Man, interestingly, if they do that whole drive, it will be the naked POC. Oh, I think that's asking so much for one day, but you never know. Potential distribution with Wyckoff. Yeah, I mean, if it's a failed breakout and we see a sign of strength the other way, yeah, exactly. Q's starting to hold those 608 levels, so starting to see positive over that now. Nice clear out though. Just we need to leave all this area now. If we leave all this area, I might get a feeler on here and then we can see. Same kind of setup, right? But we've got to start seeing sellers come in. So we're starting to see it back towards the 50s. Oh, I just got one, thank you. Back towards these 50s. So same kind of things before. There's the clear out. Watching this naked, this current day point of control. If we start coming underneath all this, again, I'm going to look for the same trade, right? If this is a clear out and we come underneath this, I'm going to look for this trade down to here and to here to be clear. At the moment, we're just trapped inside these grey boxes. Am I referring to the monthly POC as naked? No, I'm referring to previous week's point of control, which is naked because we've not revisited since we created it, which is 350s, right? So they're still absorbing at 25,050 here for now. Discord and all that jazz is on the website. Discord comes for free when you do the 20-hour course, beginner to advanced course. Alex, can you make it public? Chat, subscribe. Who subbed more than a week or so? These new people won't flood. Yeah, I know. I had someone else putting that in. But then it's not fair on the new people who are good. What are my grey levels? They're just where volume is. Discord does include swing trades, yeah. Everything's pinned to the top of chat, folks. If you want the course or anything like that, everything's pinned to the top of chat. Do I trade Europe markets as well? No. Others do. I'm asleep. Guys, I live in Los Angeles. I have to... all you guys asking for Globex and everything else, I do sleep. I mainly just trade the New York session, unless there's a really, 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 really good setup. So we've still got excess up here. They're still trying to create a big shove up, but look, we still have massive buying excess up here at 73s. They just caught all those buyers again. We're not seeing follow through. They're still dip holding this node here into 50s. So I'm waiting to see if we need one more shove up for even more excess, or if they're going to collapse this whole thing back down and fill all of this in down here. Look how thin we are in here, right, on that squeeze. So it all depends if they want to take profits today or they leave this open for tomorrow. Same setup that we're looking at. Give me time, guys. Giveaway later. Yes, we will do a giveaway, I promise you. Can I just be allowed to trade for a minute instead of bombarded all morning? Please, just for a moment. Oh. Alex, I don't think I can be effective as you with all the tools you use since I'm confined to trading on my phone. I would not be trading on the phone, my friend, at all. And if you're going to trade on the phone, I would be trading swing positions and small size because you're not going to be as accurate. Right, coming back to test this guy again, where they've had excess, this IB high. And the question really is, do we do the IB high? Are we going to have a trend day above this initial balance, or are we going to do the IB high to VWAP trade? By the time, you know, if we're going to do a failure of IB high, if we're going to do something like this, right, by the time VWAP's here, it's going to make sense for me. But you just don't know. Maybe they really are adamant in getting up to that naked level, but we're going to see in time. More buyers coming in at these highs again. So shelf now developed at 66s. We're going to thicken this up and down here. This is what we're watching for an over and under. And we can pull this one in a little bit here. Right, these are the levels I'm watching to see if they hold or they fail for that big wash. So buyers still stuck in these 72s-ish. Can they do that sort of inverted head and shoulder and have a big drive here for a squeeze or not? They run out of steam. Back to this grey box again. Point of control up here again. I'm not going to play the long up here. I just refuse to play the long up here. There is no way I'm playing a long up here. It has to come way back down for me to want to bid back off it. At least at the very minimum to 25,000. And really, I'd like it all the way back down. 24,950, 24,880, somewhere like around here or anywhere around here. We might see a rebid. I am not bidding up here. If they want to keep shoving this up to trap retail, I'm going to let them keep shoving it up. And then when they're ready, I will rebid that. Sticking to rules here. Into old imbalance here. How many more are left upside? Where's the next one? 125, 140, 150. See how far they can shove it. Where's that mean reversion on ES? It would have to get up to 936s. For spiders, that would be 89s, would be a full mean reversion to the mean of 2 standard deviation. Right, do they protect this guy at 75 or do we create more excess? Come on, market, please. Either shove or fail, but don't go sideways forever. Back to test where this buyer came in at these 70s. Back under him. If he doesn't absorb here, if they don't absorb this shelf, they're going to get caught. If they don't absorb it, they're going to get caught. What are we doing? New hour coming up. Back to this grey box again. So they need to bid this buyers if they're going to continue this. If they lose this, we're going to start drifting back into here, and then you know what I'm looking for. Back to point control. If they lose this, I am interested. If they lose and stay heavy. Not beforehand. I will not short this beforehand. Sellers at 100, yeah. I mean, there's a 50 lot. There's got to be some above there, maybe. No, just at the 100s. So just that fill to 100, maybe. That player at 75 is starting to get caught. He's starting to get caught. Ooh, if they shove up and don't let him out here, I am interested because of what we've just done. Do I put a feeler on here again? I think he's caught, folks. Please come back up so I can get something on if you're going to do it. Don't just wash fucking 100 point down. He's caught. He's definitely caught. Ah, you fuckers. You got to let me in. Been so patient. Now sell him. Sell him on 75 and I'm interested. Sell him in front of 75 and I'm interested. How big was this lot here? 150 lot at 55s. $55's key here. So 75 and 55. 150 lot came in at 55, got absorbed. 75 is where that big buyer is stuck. I think we might be starting to fade away here, especially if they let these sellers out who just came in at 55s. I'm being patient here, but I will start attacking this if I start seeing this tape go heavy. So waiting to see if we either retest 75 and they sell it, or around 75, maybe 70s, or if we start getting heavy under 55s and obviously under 20s. So back towards these 55s now. If they don't rebid this and this seller gets his way, we'll probably get a nasty move down coming. So just patiently waiting here for an entry. Either side of it, I don't mind. Obviously, if we go back over 70, 75, I won't be playing. I'll wait for them to create new excess. It's a big battle here on the tape. Here's the push back up towards 70, 75. So they need to resell this now. If I see buyers get stuck here and they resell this and a close under 55s, I'm really interested. Here's the move to 75. So it's now or never. They've got to sell this. Otherwise, we're going to create new excess at the highs. Big buyers coming in here towards 75. And if they get back over it, there's no trade. Back over it they go. So still no trade. Maybe they need to go 100s. By the looks of it, they do. Back to the 75s. Really? You're going to clear out and not clear high of day there? Not even divergence. Well, same thing then. I'm still watching the same levels. I would have preferred to clear out of high day if they're going to do that. So we're still watching 55s to 75s is the rotation. Once they've just failed over 75 again, over IB again, I will not play this until we start coming underneath sort of 55 and 60s. I'm not interested in trying to catch the highs here. No way am I trying to catch high day. They need to all be stuck and we like come back down and get them caught up above us. Perfectly blew me up and back down. It means you're oversizing and you're getting tops and bottoms rather than waiting. I've only had 1 or 2 goes at this today, and we made money both sides. If you are just guessing tops, you are asking to get clapped. So 100s looks like it's on deck here. They're adding liquidity higher at the moment. So I'm going to watch basically that IB trade, but I'm going to play that IB trade lower than the IB because we've developed this shelf underneath the IB. So maybe they get that quasi to go. Maybe they get this quasi to go for them. VIX, next level for VIX, not till 18. Oh, this thing could squeeze if VIX wants to do his expiry day down to 18. We'll see. Which do I recommend for order flow? NinjaTrader, MotiveWave, or Bookmap? I mean, all of them. It just depends which you prefer. It's just total personal preference. When drawing out previous day value areas, I just use the New York session for me because there's no volume overnight, so you're not really drawing much. Okay, 3 drives here. Here's the 100s. We are thin here other than the week of Monday, 2nd of Feb, that week, up to 110s. Through that, though, more chance to revisit 200s, honestly, if they really want to do it. I am somewhat surprised. If they hit naked point of control today without a meaningful pullback to value, it's very impressive. Very impressive, which makes me trust it even less as a bullish move. Okay, is the 100 sort of test. So I'm still watching the same levels. Nothing has changed for me. Is it going to be a look above initial balance and fail? Are we going to come back back below 75 and 50s for me to attack? So IB is here, folks. All right. The only thing I am interested in today is something like this, and then I'm going to either buy it here or here for that bid back up. I am not interested in bidding here today. No way. I'm looking to fade that once they get them stuck here or here for that fade. We will be taking profits in here, and holding a runner down to here, and then I'll be looking to bid back up either here, or if we reclaim that, I will rebid it after a wash. I'm not going to bid up here. I don't care how high it goes. I really don't care. It can do whatever it wants. I'm sticking to rules. How many hours am I on the charts? From 9:15 in the mornings all the way into lunch. So 9, 10, 11, 12, so about 3 hours. And then I take a break. And then if there's setups in Discord, we trade those setups. So like yesterday, we traded short in Discord. I can find it for you guys. Where were the shorts we hit? So here are the shorts yesterday in Discord. We had a few attempts at them. Where was the first attempt? So here was my call. This is what I said we were looking for. All right, so this is what we're looking for yesterday afternoon in Discord. We saw this buyer here. We're going to use him as the catapult down if it came. Starting to see some excess up here, folks. Okay, we talked about these buyers here. Same kind of thing as today. And then we got short, and then we added into that short. All right, we added into the short, and then we covered down here into the 780s. All right, and lots of guys joining me with this. Okay, and we got that whole move. All right, so we trade the afternoons if there's a setup, but lots of guys trade the afternoons even if I'm not there, together and support each other. Okay, there was a shove up there, and we did just see buyers get caught into the hundreds. All right, so node here at 80s, I'm still watching 75s. All right, sort of 73, 75s will be my trigger if I'm going to really play this downside. All right, this and this. I'm not going to play short above here. I want to see them stay trapped. Do you need Bookmap to trade like me? I don't know. You probably need some. I mean, you definitely need some form of level 2. It doesn't have to be Bookmap, but if you're going to trade, if you actually want to see the levels of who's playing and where they're playing, you're going to need something. Footprint, Bookmap. Maybe if you're really, really, really good at reading the DOM, you could do that. But you know, I think that's the hardest way to do it, is to actually read the ladder, because you'll miss the spoofers and miss the players who are moving and jostling around. I'm view botting and not even trading. Yeah, you can see that you've not been here with me at all. I literally gave you this yesterday. We had 3 for 300 plus points, and do you know what? I'm not even going to entertain you. You are gone. Good luck. Yeah, just banned. It's gone. He's gone. It's hilarious, honestly. Time frame. This is a M1. This is a 1 minute chart. All right, this is a 1 minute chart. We're in a grind and a drift. If we're going to go a slow grind all day, it will keep going. But normally, with a slow grind, they will come and wash out late bulls and then rebid. All right, so even if they're going to do like a wash under here, a trap under here, and then rebid, I will consider that. I would much prefer we come down to here. So I'm looking for a short down to here, here, or here, and then I'm looking for a bid off one of these, all right, to keep it simple for you. So we need a pullback. There has been no significant pullback. Let's talk about the breakout. Breakout, grind, no pullback. We're waiting for this so we can play this short and then this back long. If we fail here on the long, we'll probably get that rotation back down. We are in an area where bulls can very, very well get stuck. It just depends if they want to trap them today and use the liquidity today, or trap them today and use them as liquidity later in the week. It's based on the higher time frame, based on the H1. Could I explain the indicators? Which ones? This is momentum. So this is in who's in control on the lower time frame. This is in who's control on a medium time frame. These are the algos, who's in control on higher time frames. We're now starting to see higher time frame buyers take control, but we are extended from any key level. So we need to come back into a key level, really. This is who's in control up here. All right, so I want the short back down so I can rebid it back up. That's what I want. Even if I miss the short back down, if it goes without me, I will be waiting to see if there's a rebid back up. Even if we think about this on an hourly, okay? All right. If we are in a breakout, if you truly believe this is a breakout which is going to sustain, then we want to bid here, don't we? If we've broken out, we want a retest to buy for this move all the way back up here. If we think it's going to come back up here, all right, into the naked level, then we need this fade to bid back up. If it keeps squeezing up here, then this is going to be a colossal short back down, huge short back down, because I'm telling you, no institutional player is bidding this back up here without creating structure. All right, that will be the biggest sell back down. I think a bull trap can live in here. I've said it for 2 weeks now since we were here, 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 here. Said anywhere in here, I think a bull trap can live, absolutely can live. So if this is it, if they hold the bid here, we can look for that. If they don't hold the bid here, then we're going to try and play it all the way back down. We have resting liquidity underneath us. Remember, we're in a bearish market. I will remind you, everyone who's thinking that this is uber bullish, we are in a huge bearish market. We have left months worth of volume trapped above us, all right? Months worth of volume, right? I need to start watching this chart more carefully because we are starting to get interesting here. Where did this seller come in? 82. Not respecting any fair value gaps. Well, is there actually an imbalance in the gap you're looking at? That's what you've got to ask yourself. All right, here's the squeeze. How much higher have they got? 100 clear out. Adding liquidity at 120s. Just wait and see how high we go. When do they finish this? This is huge now. They're going to run out of steam at some point. Depends how many short stops need to get popped first. This is the edge, remember, from Monday the 2nd. We look at like the liquidity build from Wednesday the 4th, right? I'd say sort of where we are now up to even 180s is possible, I guess. But this is like the edge of where I would imagine if they get over this, we're not going to think about a bull trap so much. We're going to think about an extension to the naked POC. But I think somewhere up here, you are likely to see some failures. Buyers have just come in at 10s again. And they're bidding 90s, 100 lot of 90s. So I'm going to watch this 10s and 90s at the moment. There's a bid at 90s. Let's see if he pulls, if it comes down towards him. Still just patient. This is still front side. We've had one go at it, which I think was somewhere around here. After this excess, we caught this, and then we cut. Now we just wait. We might have had two goes at it. It might have been that and that. Now we're bid back up. We just got to wait. We need excess, otherwise we can't play it. And I will not, like I said, I will just not be buying up here. It can go all day without me. I'm absolutely fine letting it do that. Was there any news? Well, first of all, it's a rebalance. And yeah, we did have some positive tech news this morning. Who was it? Meta and who was it that did like some AI deal this morning? I think it was Meta and someone else. Let's have a look. It's probably on here. Bring this over. There we go. NVIDIA has signed a multi-year deal to provide Meta platforms with millions of AI chips. There you go. So that was the catalyst this morning to get tech moving. You're starting to see Meta fail the IB here. Big buyer coming in again there at 08s. Big buyer at 08s again. I just wonder, does ES actually want the 20-day? Looks like the SPY does. Full mean reversion coming up on the SPY, which is really impressive. When I see a big buyer, well, that lot that came in, he was 175 lot, then a half a second later, another 94 lot, then another 17 lot, then another 65 lot, and then another 16 lot. So in that area, 175, 275, 300, 350, probably about 400 lots around the 100. Okay, here we go. Watching this now, that buyer is caught. So we're watching 90s. There's a little shelf at 90s. I'm watching this to see if they've now got excess. I've got a small piece on here in case we start failing aggressively under 90. And I'm going to watch 90, I'm going to watch 82s, and I'm going to watch 75s. Under 75s, we've got a chance to get very, very heavy, like I've talked about. Big seller coming in here at the 90s. Need him to stay heavy. Don't need it to pop back up now. So this looks like we are peaking out now. So already in this short. Want to stay heavy versus 90 here, ideally. Nice. All right, we want to get under 85s and under 72s, where that big buyer was, and then we're going to see that move down to the lower side of this. So this is the flush coming now. Really good. Really good. Here's the 80s. Want to get to 75, 72s, and then see how we act. I'll take a piece off there, because that's where the buy was earlier. And if we fail under that, we're going to go to the lower side. So watching sort of point of control around here. So I want to see fails of 75s, get down to point of control, fail point of control, get down to 40s, get down to 20s. Do not really want reclaims here of hundreds, I guess, is the best level. So if they stay heavy versus hundreds, we're going to see this start to roll over. That seller was at 90. So got to remember that 50 lot seller coming at 90s. Need him to stay in the money. Don't mind a little pop up like we've had, but we need to now close back under him. And the next big seller was at 82s that we had earlier today. I really want to see this back into the 70s, and then I can make a decision on what next. Let's get this flush down to 70s, folks. Come on. Looking to get down into 70s. Why 70s? It's because where that buyer was this morning, just underneath the initial balance. And I'll make more of a decision there if I'm going to add. I think we are staying heavy. Yeah, I want to use their pain. That's exactly it. So we're using the buyer's pain that we just talked about. Someone was talking about the size, and I told you there's like 400 lot bid around the hundreds, and then there's a buyer at the high of day right now. He was only about 45 lot, but it was enough for excess. But we need to get underneath these sellers who are here at 90 and 82, and we need to get underneath the big buyer at 73. We have a shelf at 66. Here we go. Come on. Just break down here. Let's get to 70s, and then I can make a decision if I'm going to add. So ES back underneath its IB. So IB high clear out, and it's back under it. And you know what? Like, technically speaking, if we lose all of this, technically speaking, we can get down into here, which is VWAP. That would be a big wash. But we're going to take profits into this. All right. So we're going to take profits into this. If we come down into here, we're locking in some profits. We come down here, we're blocking profits. If we do this, maybe I'll think about an ad, but I want to be very careful about a trap living in here today. If they're going to be very, very aggressive. Still defending hundreds, okay. I really don't want this back over sort of, there's a shelf here at 98, so I don't really want it over 100. If we go over 100, we're going to go 108, 106 very, very quickly. Just trying to give us a little bit of room to breathe. But those sellers at 90s and 82s are still currently not very happy. The 100 retest. Want to see more buyers get caught here and follow through downside now. I'm not going to add on up here. Not unless there's big follow through. That's good so far. Come on. Get under these 90s. Really like this to trade back to 70s if possible. Let's clean this up for you. I'll put on that new shelf for you as well so you can see it in case some of you guys are struggling to read. Right here. Zoom this in. Right, need this to be protected basically, this low volume node. Need that to be protected, otherwise I'll probably take it off. Can always have another go. Yeah, VIX curling. We just got to watch that 19 level on VIX. A very, very, very big level today with the expiries. Huge level on VIX into 19. Trying to ignore chat. Still rejecting those 100 so far. Still happy to hold if we're rejecting that low volume node. If we're keeping hundreds heavy, should be resistance. If they reclaim it, I'm not interested because we'll probably come 105s. I guess technically speaking, you could risk 105s. If it gets through 105s, you're probably going high of day. Yes, I use footprint. Correct. How are we doing for time? 8:15. Now or never. There's a 105. I'm out of this now. I will re-add back in. I don't mind re-adding back in. But if I'm early, I'm going to cut. So I'm out. They did just reject 105. That's naughty. If they take my stop and then flop it, I'll be upset. I'll get back in. I will get back in if required. So low volume, no, technically still holding. So this edge technically still holding price, 104, 105s. But if they get back through here, there's a new high of day coming. So again, I'm flat on this. Even if they reject it now, I can get back in later. I tell you what, it is very impressive that there's no meaningful washout of anything yet. The longer they do this for, the more I'm going to think they're going to create all of this for tomorrow. What is the news tomorrow? Jobless claims. Fucking hell. I just wonder, are we going to see this tomorrow? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. No, there is no FOMC today. Guys, there is no FOMC today. It's minutes. It is not FOMC. It's minutes. It's minutes. It's minutes. It's minutes. We already know what they've said. We already have the decision. All right? Please. Please. It's just minutes. We already know what they said. They're not in agreement. Some of them wanted to cut. Some didn't want to cut. All right? We already know what they're going to say. Can I get another go at this? Please come and wash today. Okay, back to this same level. So they're rejecting that high day so far. Yes, rejecting initial balance high so far. Unable to get through it. What are we doing here? 19's a massive level for VIX, folks. So we've caught a little bit of a bid here. It might revisit 19. Oof. Oof. Okay, I'm interested again. Same move. Interested again, same move. Big seller coming in here again. Same level. These are the same levels now. 90s and 80s. That's where the sellers kept getting caught. If we get closing under there, okay, I've got a piece on. I've got to get a piece on here in case they flush. Playing with house profits. Let's see if we can get down to 70s, and then we'll make a decision if we're going to add. So I need this to get under 82s to get down to 70s, and then we're going to see if we're going to add under 70s. If we leave this shelf, I'm looking for a trade all the way down here now. 73 is where that big buy was from this morning. So see if we can get down there. Can't believe you fuckers knocked me out by 4 points to come and do this. So I've had to chase it a little bit. Okay, so 82 is still big level. We need to get under 82s, and then we will get 73s, hopefully. And then under 73s, we're going to watch 66s and 50s. And then under 50s, well, I'm really interested then for a deeper wash. So they're re-offering at 100 here. Sellers are starting to sort of say, hey, let's be reasonable here and get a bigger pullback. ES failing that IB high. 15's big level on ES. If they absorb 15s, they're going to want 30s. If they lose 15s, they're going to want VWAP. I think we're going to go lower here. I think it's coming. It's close. It feels close. I want this guy at 100 to start walking down rather than sitting up there. I'd like him to become a bit more aggressive here. 104 lot sat at 100. And then we should get this wash to 70s because we've got lots of bids between 80 and 65 here. Here we go. Come on, mate. Come and help them. Just come and wash this down. Here we go, folks. There's the 80s. Need to get under 82s to get to 72s. Yep. Come. Beautiful. Come. Let's do it. So these 15s on ES key. If we lose these, there's a deeper drive coming. Here we go. Okay, covering a little piece here. And then if we start to get heavy under this, I will think about adding. If we start to get heavy under this, I'm going to think about adding. Big seller coming in here at 82s again. They've got to stay heavy now because they keep re-offering, trying to sell 82s without much downside. So they're protecting initial balance right now. I'd really like us to test this buyer, man. I'd really like us to test this buyer at 72 to see if he's there or not anymore. Come on, come and test 72. And then watching grey box here. So covered some already, seeing if we can cover some into here. And if we're going to get backside here, the true backside is going to come if we start rejecting all of this, like we talked about, right? So I would imagine it's possible, if they're going to rebid up today, it's possible that they're going to set some bear traps under these swings, which is why I'm being careful. If they're like, no, this is ridiculous, and we're going to sell, right, then we might get this move down to here, which would be really nice. But we're going to cover some each level just in case. And if I see us starting to lose here and staying heavy and trapping buyers, then I'm going to add heavy. Not until then. This short's taking so long. Well, it's because we built out a lot of structure. Look at all the structure we've built out. The short will speed up under sort of 35s, right? Here we go. Come on. Come and test this guy. Watching sort of IB in 73. That big buy was at 73. That's who I'm watching. That 175 lot who piled in one go earlier at 73. I want to see us test his level. Yes, trying to absorb those 915s we talked about. We'll be very careful if they keep absorbing that. Come on, man. All these sellers at 82s keep getting stuck. Here's the retest of 90s. If they go through this, they're going to go 100 for that imbalance above. Where that seller has not walked down. Remember I said I want that seller at 100 to walk down? He hasn't walked down. He's still there. So they're going to go and lift into him and see if he's legit. So here's the test of him. He's got 108 lot here. He's staying there for now. Big seller coming back in. Here we go. So maybe some failed follow through there from buyers over 90s into that 100. So that 100 lot never got filled into 100. He stayed passive there. I will not add on size until we start breaking down and showing me its backside, because if they want to re-squeeze it, they will. So that's why I'm being flexible. Those in Discord will know I said today, you must be flexible today. Must be flexible today. But if we look at Bookmap, we can see these 82s is a big level. All right, and this 100, we just drift, like pumped up into the 100, and this seller never even got filled. This is where we broke down from aggressively. So like bid, aggressive sell. Bid, no aggressive sell yet. A little bit in here, but they're going to come back for it. I don't like that they keep adding higher. This is not good when they do this. They're trying to attract price higher. That means there's a buyer on the tape trying to lift it right now, playing games in my mind. The fact that we didn't sell through 90 and 82 aggressively is not a good sign. Right, 100 lot buyer coming in here. So they just fill that guide. Now or never for sells. because they've just filled that seller with a big aggressive 100 lot buyer. So now or never for the sells. They need to sell this right here, right now, or I will cut it. Absorbed out of this. It just absorbed that 90s. So I'm out of this now. Wait for them to go rebalance this. It will come. It's just whether I'm here for it at this point. ES rejecting IB again. So relative strength in NQ making this much harder work today. Retrap buyers there again. Or am I going to have one more go or not? Or maybe I'm going to have to. Back down to the 90s. This might be it. We just retrap buyers over 97s again there. All right, that last push up. Just retrapped all these buyers in here. Over this big 100 lot. All right, over the 97. Just retrap them all. Right, this is why I'm watching the 90s and the 82s. The 90s and the 82s. This is where the sellers, hopefully you guys can see this, is where sellers keep getting caught. Underneath this, we get thin and we have a chance to reprice to 73s, which is what I was looking for first attempt. So I still think this is possible. It's how do I get involved now is the hard thing. Yeah, VIX wants that 0DT level. I agree. 19s. It wants 19s. Over 19s, it's going to go back to towards 20s again. Right, here's the 90 test. Again, it's where the sellers keep coming in. 90s and 82s. Waiting for the P indicator. I'm telling you what, it's bloody close, mate. It's bloody close, the P indicator right now. In fact, should we play a game? Should we go? Let's see if it does it while I go. Let's see. Oh, we've not even moved. Rejecting that level again. Those buyers are still caught there. Those buyers are still caught there at 96s. Definitely caught there. We're just chopping around, but they are definitely caught there. I really want to get involved here, man. You just got to give me a setup. There's no setup here. Let me check the monthlies. 1 second. Let me just move this out. See if there's a monthly or weekly first week. 135. There's a weekly up there. Okay. Good to know. Worth bearing in mind. Yeah, 135. Whoever said they're looking for a new push. 135 is a weekly level. And you're just trapped again at 100. Fucking hell, man. But no follow through. So buyers keep getting caught. It's the same levels over and over and over and over and over. Look. Buyers keep getting caught at 100. Sellers cannot get acceptance under 90 and 82. So you're in like 10 to 20 point of rotation here. Someone will win. Someone will win. It will not stay like this forever. If they collapse it, then we're going 72s, 60s and down here. If their buyers get acceptance over 100, they're looking for a higher day into these old imbalances from, when was that, like last Friday or wherever we did that big sale? What day was that? Thursday. Behind the two, but yeah, other than the one trade which I called and didn't take, so it was like, I'm going to wait. Other than that, it's been nothing, is there, really? Unless you really like this slow chop. Okay, so maybe 35s are coming. Here's a big clear out. This is an aggressive clear out at this point. That's a big clear out. The buyers need to hold basically 98s now. If they don't hold 98s, it's a failure. For whoever said they were looking long, you must hold 98s now, in my mind. But I'm just not. No way am I buying up here. This is like looking like a short squeeze. I mean, this was the short squeeze. This is probably luring in shorts who are guessing tops rather than waiting for the breakdowns. I would agree with that. But if too many buyers chase, you got to remember where we are. Remember where we are in the hourlies, on the dailies. Right? If we don't get a pullback here, and buyers will chase up here, what's likely to happen? They're likely to get caught, right? Unless for some reason they really, market makers are adamant on getting up here today in one go without a pullback. I find that very, very unlikely. If we're going to move from 800, we're going to do a 550 odd point move without a pullback. There's nothing I can do about that. If they are deciding that's what they're going to do, there's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Okay, so they need to hold sort of the hundreds or 98s for you guys who have adamant on taking this squeeze. It's not something I would take. I think it's very dangerous up here to take it. That's a really good way of putting it. Long here is like buying a tin of beans from Harrods. That's such a good way of putting it. That's a great way. So if you bought beans this morning, you know, down here you bought from Lidl, right? Especially if you bought down here, you'd really bought from, oh, what's this? Like they go off the next day, but they might taste good for a day. If you're buying them up here, they're very, very, very expensive. Very, very, very expensive. Right, here's the retest towards these hundreds and 98s. If they lose this, I think these buyers will be in big trouble. They've just cleared out. So this is the level they must hold. If they don't hold this, buyers are going to be in trouble here. Buying magic beans. All right, how are we doing for likes? Is it giveaway time? It is. There's at least 1,000 of you who haven't hit that like button. I know it's a slower day today, folks, but I did give you a 200 pointer out the gate, and we've had a couple 30 and 40 and 50 pointers. Oh, here's the test of the 98s. Alex getting interested again. If they lose this, Oh. That's what I'm saying. Give me a discount. Give me a discount. Even if I'm going to buy it later, give me a discount. 98s again. They keep absorbing here. So far, you're okay. Those guys who bought, but I don't know how long you're going to be okay for. I really do not know how long you're going to be okay for here. You're just about holding on for dear life right now. ES rejecting IB as well, by the way, folks. ES cannot get back over its initial balance. It is holding 15s, though. So if it keeps holding 15s, technically it wants 30s. But let's go 15s. We might go back to 900s. On ES, I'm talking about. God, as long as it just does something, that would be great. All right, let me set this up. Yeah, every day, Monday to Friday, 9:15 into lunch. Today's a slower day other than that first trade. Yesterday we had 3 for 3, 300 point plus. And 2 for 2 in Discord afterwards. It's a good day yesterday. Let's give the course away first, folks. So just type course once in chat. And we'll give a course away, the introduction course. Great for brand new traders, people who've never traded before. Just type it once. Please don't spam, because you get pulled out of it if you spam. Give you guys 30 more seconds there, and then we'll pull that winner. All those that emailed promise I'll get back to you after stream. Okay, failing here again. Coming back to the 198 again. This is slowed so much down. It just needs like a big move in one direction just to like clear out all the liquidity. Been here so long now. Back to this point of control. Still interested short side. I am not interested in a bid up here. No way. No way. All right, let's pull the course. Hopefully I don't miss this trade. User KV1L08LI1Y. I don't know how to say that name, but you are the winner. Let me know if you're in chat. Otherwise, we will re-roll it again. I'll give you a minute. User KV1. Yeah, there you go. Okay, nice one. Just email me, please, buddy. Info. I'm going to just make a note of your name. info@flowzonetrader.com. And send me a screenshot of you logged in, and I will sort you out with a course. And then we'll do 20 minutes and we'll give away an Apex account. All right, we'll give away one. End of stream. Still, they're bidding. They're still protecting that 100. Whoever said they were looking for longs, that 100 still being protected. Again, I'm not going to trade long side here. No way. 130 was a new gamma level. ES is looking to get up to 930 from 915 if it can extend. We have relative strength in the Qs today, which might it's being harder to trade. And it's expiry day in the VIX, worth noting, just to make it extra hard. Just to make it extra hard today. We have expiry in the VIX. Come on. This grind is unbelievable. Gonna go to sleep. It's gonna set up something really good tomorrow if it keeps this up. Okay, back to the hundreds. I'm still watching this short side if they start letting go. Until that point, I'm not interested. They have to let go of this area here, and then maybe we get a correction down to 60. So it's like maybe 40, 50 points, and then under there, 42. So this is still what I'm looking for. I'm still looking for a snap of this level. I'm getting very interested right now. Here is massive level. Remember, 80, 90s and 82s are key, and then any further rejection of there here and here, and if they collapse the whole thing and we get very lucky, it will come down to here. I think that's unlikely given what we've done. It's more likely that we're going to see something like this, all right, and then build out maybe one more squeeze or one more drop towards the end of day. The way we've built this out there, now I'm finding it less and less likely we come down to this now, more and more likely we're going to be pinned in here for the rest of the day. Maybe some looks above and fail, maybe some looks below and fail, but this seems like they're just going to keep rotating in here, probably due to the VIX expiries. David, welcome to the team. Passionate, welcome to the team. Thanks for joining. What's my win rate? We talk about this quite a lot. I was sort of between 68 and 73%, but like I always say, I think it's skewed, positively skewed win rate. I've been very honest about that. I take a lot of like break evens plus one, right? As in break even plus a tick or plus a point or whatever, which counts as a win when it's really a break even, right? So when I hit winners, if you've joined me on stream, you will know that I hit 100, 200, 300 point winners. All right, I'm not looking to scout tiny points when I trade. But because of that, sometimes I get knocked out 2, 3, 4 times. You would have seen a couple of weeks ago, I had like 3 break-even trades in a row, I think 3 days in a row. It happens. So I think I would say that win rate is skewed, positively skewed, is what I'm trying to say. What's the possible outcome for NQ on the next 2 days? I mean, it's very hard to say right now before we close today because we have big news drivers. But at the moment, all right, it feels like it's trying to get up into here. All right, anywhere in here is where I said a bull trap can exist, right? If they get up into here, sellers will absolutely want to and need to protect this old naked point of control. All right. So if we drift up to here, I'd expect to sell, especially if we don't do this pullback today. If we go straight up, I would expect to sell back down to here. I would expect a range to be built out there. All right. While they build liquidity. If sellers take control and we have negative news, then we're going to come down and look to take out all these lows. If buyers take control and they're like, hey, we're done with this, that 200-day test was enough, they need to get back over here to resume some control into this old multi-week, multi-month range. All right, that's what I'd be looking for the week. But we've got a long way to go first. All right, back down to this same flipping level again. Can we make a decision here, please, market? I really want to hammer this short because we haven't pulled back significantly at all, but I do not want to be front side on it. Still waiting, still watching this area here. It's the same levels, folks. I cannot say this enough. We have caught buyers up here over 10s, all right? Buyers kept coming in at 97s. We need to get under 97s, under 90, and under 82 to get a really good move down. But I will add above that and cover into those levels if and when we start cracking. It's very tempting to put something on now based on what I'm seeing on the tape right now this second, but I will resist that temptation until we start getting underneath sort of 96s. Until we get underneath this player here, right? 96s. Hope you can understand why. This player here, I need him to be out the money, all right? I need this excess to be caught. I need this guy to be out the money and to sell, and then we'll get some follow through. Until that point, still front side. Here we go, testing this same guy, right? Down towards these 96s. Here we go. Come on, just get under him. Fucking please. Please, I'm so patient. I'm being so patient here. All right, testing him now. Getting very interested here. $9.15 on ES as well. Very, very key. Very, very key. Keeps bidding off that right now. So it keeps getting trapped between initial balance and 9.15s on ES. They don't know what to do with it. We seem a little bit pinned in here, unsurprisingly. Give Alex a trade. It's fucking Trump, man. He's in my way, I'm telling you. We're not going lower. Never giving Flowzone a trade again. Never, ever. Big buyer coming in here. Big boy. Who's this big boy stepping in? Slapping 105s. Big buyer. He's trying to force a squeeze. He is being aggressive. Am I sure I peed enough? Okay, look at this buyer now at 280 lot just come on the tape at 90. Right at that level. So I wonder if we go and visit that player now, which is where that seller got stuck earlier that I told you about. So you can see him on the tape. Is he just trying to attract price down? Is he trying to lure shorts in? Does he pull his bid when we come down into him? This is... Oh, they're going to make this bloody hard, I'm telling you. Bloody hard, because we keep rejecting here and bidding here and rejecting it. And this is tight. Look at this, 10 points. There's nothing in here. Man, it's been so slow, isn't it? After that opening big shove up. We've been in grind since 10 a.m. We've been 2 hours of grind. Same accent, no, just probably from same area. Was Michael Caine was in East London, though, wasn't he? Oh God, I'm gonna test 90s again. Here we go. Come on, come to this guy at 90. Show me what you want. Show me you pulling your bid at 90, mate. Come to 97, pull your bid at 90 for me. Let me know that you are a spoofer. Here we go, testing this area. Do I put one on now? I've got to put one on here. I've put one on. Coming for that 90 now. I want to see this guy just leave. Big buyer coming in here. If we flush this, we're going to go 80s real quick. Seller coming in here trying to fill this guy at 90. He's a legit buyer at 90. Filled at least 100 of him. Here we go. We need to get under this 90 now, down to 82s, and then we're looking for that 70s guy. Need follow through here. Do not want this seller stuck. He's just filled 350 lots here at 90s. Trying not to take a profit because I haven't got much size on. Trying to see if we close under 90 now and go and fill all the way down to 73, 74, 75, and then get heavy. Come on! Come to 70s for fuck's sake. Come and do it. Get under this fucking guy at 90s. Oh, I really don't want to pay myself. You're making this impossible here, guys. You're making this impossible by not staying heavy. Do not want to pay myself here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come to 82s now and then go heavy under 82s and let's go and test 70s. Come on, come on, come on. Please stop fucking about. Please stop fucking about. Come on, come on, come on. Here come the 82s. All right, stay heavy here and we're going to get 73s. So you can take a profit here if you really want. I really want 70s. I want this fucking test of 70s. They're really bidding off those 82s again. Oh my God, it's the same range over and over again. So they might come right back to 97s here, which we do not want. All right, so if you want to lock some in here, you can. I really like a test of 73s here if possible. And then under 73s, we can look for 65s. I want this to stay heavy here versus, and let's move this up a bit. Can we redraw this, please, Alex? Can we redraw this? This box here has to stay heavy. Otherwise, I will cut. It's going to be my last attempt before lunch. So we must stay heavy versus 97. I'm not going to have it up to 106s again. These absolute arseholes. So I really want to stay heavy versus 97 here. Yeah, big orders are playing around the 90, like big boys. I'm telling you, the guy at 90s was 300 plus lots big. We got to get back under that. It was a huge seller there. Here we go. Come. Get under 82s, go to 73s, and then let's see if you want to wash today for me. Fucking hell, we've had to wait for this. Jesus Christ almighty, mate. Need ES to let go of 15s. Has to let go of 15s. They're going to make this so fucking hard. They are making this so hard. Come on. The delta at 90 is 493 sell side, so we really want to stay heavy under that. And it's worth you guys marking that out for later on the day. I guess it's to become point of control because of them anyway. Come on. Follow through. 75s, please, and then let go. So I'm looking for 75s, and then I'm looking for the 60s. Here we come. Get under 82s. Get under 82s. Come to 73s, 74, 75-ish. Come on. Come on. I've worked so fucking hard for this. It's unreal for like 20, 30 points, whatever it is. Come on, and then snap it. Do not protect in front of this. Do not me. I'm not going to be a dick for a tick here. Come on. Oh, they're bidding 75s. All right, I've got to take a piece off here. Now holding to see if we go 60s. All right, this grey box and then all the way down. Fuck me. Be patient for that. So this is where the buyer showed up early, which is why I covered some there into 73s. Really need 90s to stay heavy here, folks. I cannot say that enough. If they reclaim 90s, they will shove up to 97. And if they reclaim that, we'll shove to 104. It's much better if 82s and 90s stays heavy. If that stays heavy, we're looking for covers into this shelf and then down here into 40s. Why did I have that marked out? Oh, it's that old pivot. Okay. So this shelf here. And then if we really let go, honestly, there is a chance to do this. It's probably unlikely today, but there is always a chance that it will do that move. Looking good. Under 70s. So shelf here into 66s. Here you go, folks. So into this next grey box. And maybe we can flush further here. We're looking good here, team. You thought I couldn't scale out? I had a small position on. I added on the pop at 11.53 back up towards 90. I added on that pop where we stayed heavy. I've only got one left now. So I've got one left, and that's all I've got left. And we'll see how low it can go. We had sellers caught earlier today at 56s. So we have a shelf here at 65s. Few sellers caught a little bit lower. So we'll see how low we can go here. It might be done soon, so we've got to be very careful. If they stay heavy at 82s, it would be a good sign. But we've got this grey box here and then one below. So ideally, we come to the lower side of this grey box and just start letting go. Please don't rebid over this, you fucking assholes. They're going to make this hard. I can already tell. They're going to make this really fucking hard. Right, back to 82s. So they get through this. They're going to revisit that 90. If they get through 90s, I'm just going to cut it. I do not want it back through that grey box above us, right? So this has to stay heavy. This move into here has to stay heavy for a revisit of this and this. Any reclaim of this grey box, any reclaim of this grey box would be very bullish because it would have been an internal sweep to get back above and then a run of highs. Right, so I'm very, very aware of that. I'm staying heavy in this. All the time we're doing this for a breakdown. We're taking TP into this, bottom side of this, here, and you never know if we get lucky. Reclaim of this, top side of that, you do not hold that on a reclaim of it. All right, very, very simple. You do not hold on a reclaim of that. Please. VIX to 19s. This is the chop level for VIX as well. So it's curl to 19s. If it gets through 19s, VIX can go all the way back up into its pivot up at 1975, which would be great for us in the shorts. If we reject these 19s, and obviously it's going to be a pain for us. Go for a P and it will come down. I don't need a P right now. Here we go. Come on. Come on, you mother clucker. Right, into the top of this 65s again. Come on. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay, how much lower can we go into this grey box? That's the question. So they might bid this back up off this grey box. If they let this grey box go, we will probably drift down into this next area down here. All right, so small trade, but it's all we've got to play with. And we'll see how low we can go. Be nice if they're done with it. It would be really fucking nice if they're done with it. I've got a feeling they won't be. Sellers got stuck earlier at 10.55 into 56s. So just watch 56s, folks. Okay, watch 56s. Nice. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stop rebidding it. Come on. Come on. Come on, you're almost there. Fill these fucking guys down here. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Remember, this is where those sellers got a little bit caught earlier into round 56s. So you might see a little reaction around here. But if we swipe under this, next level I'll be watching 44s and then 31s. 44s, 31s would be really good. So finding a little bit of bid into those 56s. That's why it's the edge of the grey box. All right, in here earlier today, we had some sellers caught. And I'll be very careful with a reclaim of initial balance here. So far, you look okay. Looks good now. Just be very careful with a reclaim of IB. You might want to consider stopping out. Depends how much size you've got on. But reclaim of IB will lift to 82 and then lift to 90 very, very quickly. So we want to stay heavy versus IB. Do not get stuck down here. Lots of sellers trying to get follow through here, not getting their way. We have some absorption on the tape so far. So far. They want to fill these guys. There's 60 down to 50 are stacking bid side. And we're coming into lunch in the next 10 seconds. 10 seconds? 17 seconds, sorry. Couldn't read my clock. I'm still in the trade so far versus IB. Yeah, versus IB. I'll probably cut over IB. I know that's a tight stop, But I don't want to give back on if there's a short rally cover to 90, I don't want to give back. So far we look good. Big seller coming in here. We need to force down now. Huge seller coming in here. He's not fucking about. He's not fucking about, mate. So we need a heavy close now under 60. They're still absorbing here. They are still absorbing here. Someone's going to get hurt one way or another soon. We cannot stay here at this level for very long. I might stop out here on the IB test. I'm not going to give too much back. It's a bidding point of control right now. Still in this. Still haven't cleaned me out at IB. Still protecting IB for now. Come on, close heavy. Come on. Be fun. Be fun, please. Just very aware of the players around here. But if we can get through this, we can get moving. 50s. 32s would be really good if we could revisit that. I'll stop out here. Out. It just ticked me. How's that fucking ticked me when it's not gone through? Mate. I mean, it would have taken me now anyway. Mate, that filled me before price had got there. Not sure about that, take profit trader. All right, I'm out of this now, guys. I'm out of this. Done with it. Done with it. Technically, you could risk up here, but I didn't want to give the whole thing back. So I got short once I saw them come in aggressive here. All right, and I put an add-on here. All right, so a small size here, added here for the failure. Covered on the way down. I'm now out of it. It's possible it lifts back up here. We can traverse in here all day if it wants. Okay, I think there's probably a good chance we just stay in here now. Big P shape, right? Big P shape is pretty bullish. Until we let go of that P shape, there's no real follow through. We'll see. Maybe some of you are risking this. You can sit in it. But that was it for me. I'm done with it. 25,000 not possible. It's definitely, well, you've got to get under 58s, right? Remember we said, I'll show you what I was looking at. Okay. Here, you see the sellers got stuck here this morning. All right, if we think about pullback breakout, right into here, these sellers got stuck into 56s. We drifted higher. You can see where I got short, where I saw this battle starting to take place. So we saw momentum shift, trapping the buyers. Big sell, got short, added in the pot back into these guys' pain. We sold back down from that. We covered into this node, all right, into this node here, where this seller kept getting stuck earlier, right in here. 1050, 1055, where the sellers got stuck. We covered into them in case we don't move lower. We didn't move lower. Everyone else covered there who's sensible. We're going to come and retest where they got heavy, right into 90. So we're retesting here to here. It's why I didn't want to give back. Over this buyer here, 70, I knew there was a 20-point squeeze up. We just talked about it. Over here, they will squeeze to 97. Over here, they will go high of day. So technically, you can sell versus this right now, but I am done with it. You know, we're into lunch as well, right? That's a type of footprint, a third-party footprint on NinjaTrader, yeah. Info risk. I'm up 1,602 days. At this rate, I'll be able to buy the course and join the Discord soon. Many thanks as always. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. So, sorry today's action was a little bit shite. Like, what can I do? We caught... I'm trying to think of the shorts we caught. I think we caught... Was it this one on excess? Was it 50s? Yeah, we caught that. Maybe we caught that. And that. All right, that's all we got. Because it's all that it gave us. We were positioned. Everyone's like, it could have done more. I was positioned for it to come down here. But the longer we're up here, the less likely that is. The more we're likely to do this now. It is what it is. I can only trade what's in front of me. You guys caught this, which I called for you. I said I'm not going to trade it, and I'm going to wait for the fucking bull trap. Well, that bull trap might be presenting itself for tomorrow. Stuck to my thesis, still a good day. Oh, I'd rather watch curling. I actually quite like some curling. Sad as it is. Right, don't go anywhere. Let's give away an Apex account. Type FCT once in chat. It's the code you can use for all your favorite prop firms. All right, type it once in chat and we'll give away one in the next couple minutes. But yeah, key on days like today is like, just don't fight it. You got to take what's there. They've held. There you go. They've held. So, oh man, are they going for the naked POC? Maybe I might feel like a muggins today if we get all the way up here. Ugh, all I want is that for me to have another go at it, another bite of the apple. But hey. Okay, give you guys 10 more seconds. Okay, here we go, folks. Winner 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Delinga. I hope I said that right. Delinga. Are you here, Delinga? For a free Apex account. Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, as always, you've just got to send me an email. Okay, email info@flowzonetrader.com. I need a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube so I can see that it's you with that username, and then I will sort you out with a free Apex account any size you want. Congratulations. I think Alex just passed my eval and profited. Thank you very much, brother. You're welcome, Danny. What instrument? This is NQ. I'm a beginner, intermediate. Just hearing your commentary is insightful. Good. Look at that pump. Yeah, look at the pump. Look at it. They didn't understand to cover. This is what happens, right? This is why we're not greedy, right? We position ourselves for this move to here. This is the high probability move. Here is where sellers, right, got stuck earlier. They tried to sell here and got stuck. So they got the chance to get out, break even. So they get out. Boom. They probably saw more sellers attack here, right? And then we go straight back up to the same key levels. Look how quickly it knifed back through this level, right? This is why we're done with it. Once it comes here, if it doesn't break down further, we're done with it. And what was the top side level? Was it 130 gamma? I'm trying to remember. First week. Let me check the weekly. One sec. 135. So 135 is the weekly gamma level. So they're watching that, and look at that. They held 50. So probably range. Like I said, we probably continue to range around here for the rest of the day. All right. Failures above, failures below. Liquidity build out here, and we can use it tomorrow. Right. We can use it tomorrow. Do you do a Discord stream for the afternoon? I don't stream, but I do say what levels I'm looking at, what setups I'm looking at beforehand. So I can give you an example like we talked about earlier. Maybe you missed it. Where was yesterday? All right. So yesterday, before the trade happened, I said that this was what I was looking for. Very similar to today, right? This was the setup I was looking for. You can see me draw out before I'm looking at it. So we were getting short at the edge of this gray, and we're covering down towards 70s. All right. So we called it out before. If they don't get a big shove back to 850 under the shelf of 800, all right, and then we're looking to use this guy's pain to move lower for that big pullback. We talked about these buys in here being stuck, all right, you can see them in here, 500 lot stuck, and then we started abusing them, positioning ourselves short and adding for the move back into it, all right, added. I even told them I was adding, I think somewhere up here. Look looking for this. Where do I talk about add? It might be the second go. So I had a second go at 805 key, 780 then stops, covering some 05s. So it's my second bite of the cherry. Looking for this move down to the 30s. And we talk about why 805s was key. All right, and then we get the wash, and then lots of guys got it with me. There you go, ta-da. That's when we got the move. All right, so I'm not necessarily streaming, but I am calling exactly what I'm looking for beforehand. There's currently no short. It's just that the shorts are short-lived, or if you're Jerome Powell, short-lived. Right, the bigger short will come under here. All right, because the problem with the shorts now is we've developed all these nodes. Earlier today when we were here, we didn't have all these nodes. These can all act as support systems, right? But if we let go of this, if we trap all the buyers up here, and we do this, then where's the big node next? It's down here, right? So we can look at the previous week, previous day value area levels, or we can look all the way down here. So maybe tomorrow, you know, if they fail 25,020s, maybe we get a 200-point move down, all right? And then we can think about rebidding that back up, right, for example. When using volume profiles, it's best to anchor on the daily or weekly. Both are very important. Both are very, very important. It's not one over the other. Big buyer trap right now. I've stopped looking. Let me have a look. Yes, high of day. You had a 234 lot and 114 lot. Yeah, so you had like 400 or 500 lots trapped at the high of day where you've now flipped deltas down back downside. Yeah, up here, definitely have some buyers trapped. We have a look at that auction at the high. You're probably going to see excess buyers at the high. Yeah, there you go. Look at this delta, huge delta. Guess who's caught? What happens after that? They never let them back out. All right, so we're coming back down to imbalances, and you might get the move now. Hilariously, it might do it over lunch. But either way, I think you'll do a dance inside all of this now. All right, if you leave that, just be careful. If you're playing the short there, be careful for it reclaiming. That will be the bear trap to go back inside. If you leave that, then you can look for this move. All right. Alex, am I wearing normal shades or blue light? These are blue light shades, and they're also like my prescription, right? So I have astigmatism and not very good eyesight. So they're like a green lens. Why don't live today? I don't understand what you're saying. Why tomorrow? What about Asia? Well, my assumption is if they keep it here, they probably use the news driver tomorrow, okay, rather than the Globex session. I mean, maybe they do it in Globex, but tomorrow morning at 8:30, you have initial jobless claims, and that will be violent. They will probably be violent in it. I cannot believe they've done that. Shove one last clear out just to do it as I start preparing to walk away for the day. Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta laugh. I didn't trade it. No, I didn't trade it. I didn't trade this because we were just talking. Missed the whole thing. Yeah, stop sweep. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. That's what you want. But think about here. Sellers have their stops there. When they get popped, they become market buyers. Silly retail buy the high there. They become market buyers, which means what? You have lots of buyers in here, which means market makers can pair off and sell against them without being seen, right? So if we have a look at the Bookmap there, in that high of day, as we ran the stops, right, look at what was that level? I'm just going to check it here, over 114, all right, 110, 114. So as we started to break out, right, we see all this volume step in. So 26 lot, 16 lot, 51 lot, 210 lot, 26 lot, 28 lot. Do we move higher once they've come in? No, we start selling. And this is them then getting clapped because they get paired off with these limit orders. So in here, these market buyers get sold into with passive sellers, and now we see the tape shift the other way. Okay, this is exactly the same thing as I was looking for earlier. It's just done it over lunch when I've basically stopped trading. Great. Great. Fantastic. Can you pute this level? I don't know, man. Like you're stuck in a range now. Right? You're stuck in a range now. Look, here, here, here. So just think about this as one big box. This is your range. All right. So failures underneath, maybe. Traps underneath, maybe. Failures above, you've just done it. Right? Holds above, maybe. I don't know. Possible. But this is a box. This is now the worst environment for me to trade in. What do I use for big sell bubbles? You mean that above? Bookmap. 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 All right, folks, I'm out of here. Time for me to rest for a bit. Are you short, Dave, looking for VWAP? I've seen a couple comments for you. Are you looking? You're looking for this, eh? It'll be a killer trade if it comes for you. It'll be a killer trade if it comes for you. Hopefully it comes for you. All right, folks, big love, everyone. Those in Discord, I've got a meeting in about 45 minutes for an hour, and then after that, I will be back. Please trade safe. I'll give you these levels so that you remember. All right, that's your weekly exposure up here, 135. They might move it, but at the moment, it looks pretty pinned. And let me just give you some of these so that you have them. All right, it is worth noting where these players are for you guys this afternoon. All right, it's worth noting. This 90 level is huge. Look at all the big activity that's taking place here. All right, it's your point of control. Try not to trade around 90. All right, try not to trade around 90. You're going to get chopped up at 90. You can see they drift under, they go up back above, they come back to it, they drift under, they come back to it. Try not to trade around 90. All right, honestly, you will get chopped up trading around 90 today. Try and leave that alone. When will I be back on YouTube? Tomorrow morning, 9:15 Eastern time tomorrow morning. All right, folks, peace and love. Use hard stops. Be kind to each other. All that good stuff. Take care. See you tomorrow.